Far to the north, on the borders of the bitter ice, there lies a harsh and brutal land, a land with no space for the weak or the cowardly. Here, monsters dwell deep beneath the frozen peaks, and warriors venture forth on raids to bring back rare treasures from distant lands. It is a cruel land, but for them, it is home. And when a new threat rises, our heroes must take up arms and place their lives in the hands of Lady Luck, for the sake of their home, for the sake of Isfjell.
Alright, welcome. Alright, so before we begin, what happened last week? Which is a very good question indeed. So, last week our 5 heroes arrived in the village of Sorlandsby, Iris' current home. And on arrival, they witnessed an argument between a farmer named Garen and a local busybody named Siggy Hrafen. The matter was resolved and the group spent a peaceful and thankfully dreamless night sleeping in the exchange hall of Sorlandsby. The next morning, they awoke to find Siggy Hrafen was missing, and her extended family / flock was searching for her. Actaea and Cressara discovered the body of Siggy Hrafen floating in the lake, and a murder mystery was launched. Villagers were questioned, most notably Garen, who now is scarred for life and terrified of Cressara. And the family of Siggy Hrafen, who are now scarred for life and terrified of Cressara. And also the cat. But the villagers are gathered together in the exchange hall for the denouncement of the murder mystery. And your main culprit was Saffron, the storyteller's apprentice, who when questioned revealed that she had acted as such in order to help the storyteller, Uriell, who was soon revealed not to be entirely as he seemed, because as a fight broke out between the group and Uriell, he revealed his true form. And as his mouth broke apart, you saw he's, in fact, has tentacles in place of a face, and can also kill you with his mind, or try and kill you with his mind. But Uriell was killed. Saffron died in the fight. I think it was Uriell who killed her, actually. And the party trying to work out what to do next. They sent a message with Aldis's familiar up to Aldis's brother and Cressara's sister in Trellborough, asking if Amalia knew any tales of such creatures from the land of Nimvala. And now we join our party as they stand in the street of Sorlandsby, with the body of a strange, slightly slimy, tentacle-faced creature on the ground in front of them, the cat departing off over the horizon. And the question is, what would you like to do with this body?
We need to get rid of the body. Fire? We can bonfire.
I think we should hold on to it until we can at least identify it, but we should probably pull it out of the street.
Excuse me. A voice calls from the exchange hall where you left the better part of the villagers. And you see a villager you've not really had much chance to speak to in your course of your murder mysteries and sort of village politics. Ira, you would recognize this as Felix, who is a wizard of minor ability who practices his arts in the village. Well, he's not known for his grand ability at spells, but he knows a few bits and bobs. And goes, sorry, could I bother you for a moment, please, Mistress Ira, your companions?
Yes. What is it, Felix?
This body, I was just wondering, are you planning on using it for anything?
I don't think so. I think we're just going to identify it and then see what to do from there.
See, I don't mean to sound insensitive, but it's really quite a fascinating looking example of is it some kind of fish person?
Sure,
Fish.
I suppose.
I just wonder if I could possibly have it.
What do you plan on doing with it? Just
Just a
investigating?
bit of, dissection. Maybe it's got some useful components and parts on it. It's a natural marvel. Could, stuff it.
I think I'm okay with that, as long as you inform us of any results. Do the rest of you agree?
Can you identify it?
I mean, I could give it a good old try, but I'm not so I'm not sure. If, hang on, let me. Like, maybe if I cut it up into bits, I can find out a little more about it. If you don't object, that is. And
We could sell it to you.
I mean, the key question: does it really belong to you?
We did
Doesn't
kill
belong
it.
to you either.
No. I mean, what is property really?
We killed it, so how much do you think it's worth, Torvald?
I have no idea what kind of price it would fetch.
Something reasonable, since it is going to, study.
Well, how about look, I don't have much cash on me. We're a bit of a cashless economy here in Sorlandsby to some extent. Like, I don't have any goats myself. I've got a chicken. No, not a chicken. Could I interest you in a potion?
What kind of potion?
Well,
There goes.
I dabble and experiment with all sorts of potions, to be honest. Got a few pick-me-ups, a few more experimental concoctions. Depends what you're after for it. Some of them have more practical uses, I would suppose, than others, but some of them can be really quite entertaining.
Just out of curiosity, do you make these potions out of things you find lying dead in the street normally?
Not entirely, no, but well, where do you think people get newt's eyeballs from? They don't exactly grow on trees.
I would assume you'd get them from a newt. And newts do grow in trees, but that's another thing. I'm a little concerned about what your experimentation would include with this obviously unnatural creature.
Well, you never know what kind of properties it might have. It might be able to brew something exciting from it, but I could yeah, it's like I can go and have a look what I've got on my shelf at the moment. I know I've got a good pick-me-up, and do you like tree climbing?
Can't say that I do.
I do quite well on my own. Aldous, I think we should burn this thing, but I'll leave it up to the rest of you.
I could make you a bit taller. Or not that I'm saying you're short, any of you. No. Apart from you, Mr. Dwarf, I mean, you quite obviously are short. It's just, I'm not.
Who are you calling short? Do you want this body or not?
Yes, quite emphatically, yes. So a potion for the body? Or a
Sorry,
chicken
you
for
were
the body?
muted.
Why do you want it so bad?
It's a strange creature, and it's also parts for potions. I could perhaps, even publish a pamphlet on an exciting new creature and get it published if I ever get back to civilization.
I suppose I'll go where majority rules. I still think you should pay for it, because we did... It's a ghost dog.
Dogs barking off in the background in the village.
Oliver,
Kill the dog.
they're for sale. Just take them.
All right. We have no use for it anyway.
Could I possibly ask for a hand in carrying it? Or is that too much to ask?
You've got to be kidding me.
Well, I'm... Oh, of course not. No. Elanthrus, would you mind possibly lending me a hand carrying a dead body, please? And you hear a sort of dejected sigh, and you see Elanthrus, who is the drow turned well, he's still a drow, but now a farmer. Sure. What is it this time? Oh, that one, yes. They sort of between them hoist up the body and start carrying it off down the street.
I still think we should have sold it.
I still don't think any good's going to come of this.
No, I don't think so either.
I think we should follow them and spy on them.
Well, I guess if they gives Torvald something to make him taller, that would be worthwhile.
Careful, Adair.
It'd
Pat
be
him on
funny.
top of the head.
Torvald swats it away.
Well, I don't know.
So
Well,
as-
we got a potion out of it at least,
One
Just one?
potion.
Just one?
We could have
You
gotten
could've just-
5.
You could have just licked its tentacles if you wanted to know what it would do for you.
That's standard potion.
You know that's where the potion's coming from.
I think that explains a lot, Adair, if you go around licking strange creatures' tentacles.
We don't really have currency here, so trying to sell something is a little. There isn't really much point, unfortunately. Our exchange hall is meant mostly for bartering and things like that. So we just kind of try to help each other as best as we can, but obviously that doesn't always work when you don't have a clear frame of reference for what things cost and what your expectations are for other people. So
It also doesn't help when you have tentacle monsters hiding as villagers either.
yes, that seems to be something that I did not recognize. And
We thought you were a wee bit strange when we first met you, but now we realize you're a normal one compared to these folk here.
Oh, I guess that's a compliment. Thank you.
It's
Part of
just
the
your blue
village wanted to
skin.
send me here.
I just if you don't mind, I'd like to go check on everyone and make sure that everyone's feeling okay, because we've had kind of a trust among each other in this town, even if we don't always agree. And I at least feel somewhat responsible for this happening. They kind of see me as a protector, and I should have seen something like this coming. And I think the least I can do is make sure everyone is feeling okay and safe going forward. If you guys don't mind.
We forgot something.
Yes.
I think I still left him in the box. I should probably go tell him it's okay to move.
Oh.
We should probably do something with Saffron's body as well.
Yes. We can go ahead and check all of that. Yes, so if we could go back into the hall, grab Saffron's body, talk to everyone in there, go talk to the other people, tell them that they can move, go talk to anyone that wasn't here. Yes.
I believe Saffron's body, I think she would run outside and Adair chased after her. So Saffron is sort of laying on the grass, sort of some distance away. Not really a
Probably,
mark
like-
on her, just looking completely fine and healthy, apart from the fact that she is dead.
Yeah, she's only like 3 or 4 meters from us.
Yes.
Well, does she deserve a proper burial? This is a situation I was not expecting myself to be in, so I don't really know the decorum for killing bad people and then dealing with the bodies.
Well, everybody deserves some rite of passage into death.
Okay, good.
I'll go gather some wood, Aldous, and we can do this down by the lake shore.
I'll help you.
We
go,
also should find out if the Raven clan wants us to build a pyre for their relative's body as well. Seems we have quite a few to take care of.
Okay, so Adair and Aldous are going looking for wood for a pyre. Ira is going
2
to talk,
pyres.
2 pyres, talk to the villagers. Cressara,
I'm going to go tell the dude still in the paint box that he can move now. It's okay, I won't kill him.
okay, and Torvald.
I'm gonna go check on the body.
Which one? Saffron.
Saffron's.
Okay, so you can, as you walk over to Saffron's body, you see, as I said, she's lying there on the grass, not a mark on her, apart from, slight smidge of dirt on one cheek, and she is, as she was in life, this blonde-haired, half-elven woman. Looks to be somewhere in her sort of mid-20s. And very, very dead.
I'm gonna see if she has any possessions on her.
All right. Give her the pat down. You know what? Make an investigation check because rolling is fun. And you never know. People might have secret pockets.
17.
17. So, searching around everybody, you find a little book tucked into one pocket, sort of inside pocket of a dress, which is this very slim little volume written in Elvish. And around her neck, there's this necklace of very pretty bits of, sort of glass beads and shells. And there's no money in her pockets or anything. Nothing. Which she's got this one very small little knife. But you think you're pretty much done your search, and then you find the secret pocket, sort of hidden inside the inside seam of the dress, and hidden inside this pocket, you find this finely rolled piece of parchment tied up with a blue ribbon.
Right?
Yep.
I'm gonna take the parchment and open it and try to see if I can read it.
This one is written in common, so stamped across the top, you can see the sort of the image of a ship with its sails filled with wind, and underneath it, the words "Full Sails Trading Company," and then beneath that it says, "The following entitles the bearer and one companion for passage on a journey on any Full Sails Trading Company vessel bound in northern waters." And it's listed it's valid for a year and gives the date in which it was issued, which is about 3 months ago.
All right. Well, take all that stuff and attempt to. They said we're going to do it by the water, so I'll attempt to carry the body down by the water.
I mean, she's quite slim and light. You can just Torvald's. Is Torvald strong, or is that one of the things?
No,
Torvald's
not that
okay,
strong.
make me a strength check, athletics check then if you've got athletics. I always keep forgetting that Torvald is not a strong dwarf.
Nat 20.
But today you're feeling strong. You can carry this body. All right. So
I'm very wise, so I lifted with my legs and everything. It's very.
a wise lift. All right. So as Torvald carries Saffron's body down to the lakeshore, Adair and Eldest are searching round for suitable pyre worthy wood. You make me a survival check for your skills in finding suitable wood for burning. It's really stuck.
17.
17.
You're both equally good at this.
Survival. +3. So a dirty 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Eldest, you're slightly better at this than Adair. As you search around, you can find some good decent branches, dry wood hidden away under the hollows and logs, and maybe able to make good headway gathering wood just from the trees around sort of the between the village and the lake shore. And you start gathering
right.
up this pyre. And you see, as you're doing it, you see sort of Magni and Modi, the two twins, sort of peering out from around one of the buildings and just watching you. Shh, no. They'll see.
Do you want to help?
Oh, are you making a bonfire?
Yes.
Cool. I love bonfires.
Help us with the wood.
Okay. And they run off to help gather twigs for the bonfire. All right. So, as you're gathering wood and as bodies being carried, back at the Haraffin house, Krasara, you arrive back to find the Were-Raven household. Still, some of them just sort of searching around. The house looks completely trashed. Like, pictures have been taken off the wall, drawers have been taken out. Like, everything's cleared off the mantelpiece, underneath the mantelpiece, floorboards are being taken up. Everything is in motion and chaos, apart from one spot where Siggy's brother Kiara is standing surrounded by this little outline of paint, just standing completely still on the floor, just looking.
Yeah. Kiaran,
Yes?
you can
What?
move now. You're good. I see you've all wasted no time whatsoever in
I found a
dismantling
teaspoon.
the house. A
That's
teaspoon?
mine. No, she left the teaspoons to me.
I'll take the teaspoon and snap it in half, and teaspoon for each of you.
The one who
Stop
just got
arguing.
like the handle end just looks really disappointed with this. And the other ones, they're going,
It works.
we found the will.
Is there anything interesting in it?
She managed to leave Corva all the vases. And I think that's unfair.
What did she leave you?
She left me the doormat, the second best kettle, and the pillowcases. And he holds up this massive long scroll of paper, and you can see itemized on it every single item in her ownership and a name of a family member. Just line after line after line after line.
I'm totally writing into my will second best kettle. Just randomly
gonna
assigning it to
happen.
someone.
Well, it appears everyone has gotten something, so that seems fair. If you don't like what you've got, once everyone has claimed everything that rightfully belongs to them, make a few trades.
Makes sense, yes. But
It needs to be divvied up fairly first, so there's no squabbling.
I
And
still
if I
don't
can hear,
I still don't think that teaspoons are equivalent to forks. Forks are bigger.
they have less metal, so technically they're smaller.
You may have a point there.
They have little.
You're wise, terrifying lady.
Thank you. But you can move, and you should stick a fork in it. Just splits everything up fairly. You missed the action. We killed
Oh, did
the
you solve
murderer.
the murder?
We did. It was a thing with so there's that.
Is there any chance of compensation for the family?
No, there wasn't any compensation for the work that we did, so
What a shame.
it is.
Hey, sources are mine.
I'm going to leave you to it. I just wanted to tell Kjaran he could move.
And Kjaran looks very relieved. Just sits down. All right.
You did well.
Thank you.
Sarah's gonna head back to the others now. She's done with this mess.
Sarah heads back to the others. Ira, you were heading back into the exchange hall. So Ira, you head back into the exchange hall, and you can see quite a few of the people have left now, but there's still so that you can see Katla there, just kind of sweeping up and tidying up some of the mess that's made during the fight, just cleaning up some splatters of blood.
Katla,
Yes.
how are you feeling?
Well, I've been better.
Yeah,
Been worse. At least she points over to her father, Garen, who's sort of sat in one corner looking shocked, but also kind of relieved. At least no one has murdered my father for being a supposed murderer.
Yes.
And
I apologize for ever having suspicion of him, but we just needed to cover all of our bases.
yes, so really, how you would think that Garen would be capable of murdering anyone?
Oh,
He has the calling to kill the chickens.
I didn't think anyone was capable of murder at all in this village, so it just was one of those things.
Everyone's capable of murder, Ira.
I suppose.
Keep down. Apart from Garen, obviously, because I just said he wasn't.
Yes, well, I just wanted to make sure that you and your family were okay. I know something like this can be unsettling, and I just want to make sure you guys still feel safe, since I've kind of taken that upon myself to be your protector. I don't want you guys to be uncomfortable.
I managed through worse. Keep going. When Bjark died, I thought that was the end of it. Carried on after that.
Yeah, of course.
And then the barn burnt down. Carried on through that. Then the entire lot of chickens got eaten by wolves, which is really unfair. Foxes, I can cope with. Wolves, too much to handle. Managed through that. So really, this is only a minor setback on the grand scale of things, if I'm being honest. And
that's good.
Well, maybe Lady Luck will provide for me next year. But for now,
I just I think the person that's most rattled by the events today is me. So I think I'm assuming that people
did a good job. No one could have seen that coming, whatever that was.
Oh.
Like, I have seen some strange things, but I've never seen something like that.
I agree, and the people that I'm with are good people, and I'd like to stay with them. And it looks like potentially there are things going on beyond this village that might need my attention. And my mission, as you know, I just want to serve Lady Luck as best as possible and provide help to everyone, and potentially with what's going on, it looks like there's plots greater than I realized in the world that I might need to give my... Basically what I'm saying is...
You're leaving?
Or may not... Yeah, potentially.
No need to beat around the bush, Ira. Just cut straight to the point.
I know. I just want to make sure everyone will be okay without me. I mean, you were okay before I was here, so...
Well,
I assume that you can carry on. The strength of you all is very admirable. So
Well, for all you know, perhaps we're all just tentacle monsters in disguise.
I wouldn't like that at all. That's not reassuring. Anyways,
That was a joke. I should probably not do those again.
okay. I don't get those very often. Anyways, I'm going to go talk to everyone.
Okay.
And I believe we're going to be having at least some kind of funeral type send-off near the lake if you're interested in attending for all of the passed away members.
Yes, I need to go chase up the twins first, but
Of course.
yes, they quite enough excitement for one day.
Yes.
But keep an eye on Garen. He's had a bit of a day. I think your friend may have terrorized him a little.
Yes. I'm sure the terrorizing was done in good faith. So hopefully he can recover. But I'm going to go.
He's an old man with a weak heart. Tell her to go gentle on him.
Yes. Well, I'll let her know. But I'm going to go talk to everyone else, and I appreciate your understanding that my time here may be coming to a close.
That's no worries.
Thank you.
All right. So you make your way around the other villagers in the hall. There's, Eric telling everyone who is willing to listen to him. Well, I always knew he was a wrong un. From the tips of my horns to the tips of my tail. And yeah. Just from the way he looks at him, like, strange guy. And her, Saffron, always shuffling around, sneaking in and out of other people's houses. Yeah. Not to be trusted. I knew that. I told him that. I told Ira that. Hi, Ira.
Hello.
Meh.
I was just checking on everyone to make sure everyone was feeling okay after what happened. I know this could be a bit of a traumatizing experience. So, are you
I got
doing
turned
all
into a
right?
goat.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that. Yes.
Talk to me about traumatizing experiences.
Yes. Well, experiences vary in trauma depending on the type. So, but it seems like you're doing okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and check on everyone else. But I'm just trying to make sure everyone's feeling okay and safe.
Marvelous.
Since I may need to further follow what happened here today, and that might mean leaving the village for a while.
All right. Okay, most of you people seem to have been getting back and returning to the task. The only person sort of who is not sort of busy either tidying up, getting back to their business, or gossiping is Garen, the farmer who had the argument with Siggy the day before and had been momentarily suspected. He seemed sat in a corner, just nursing a mug of ale. Mid-morning, but never too early for ale.
Garen.
Ira. Right,
Hello.
bit of a... You're all right?
I'm as good as I can be in the circumstances. How are you?
Likewise, I forgot what have you got my saw still?
Your what?
My saw. Yesterday you took my saw. I've only got the one, and I kind of need it back.
Not on me, but I can get that back to you. Yes, now that everything is kind of shipshape.
Right.
I'm just checking on everyone. So you seem a little down in the dumps, but I am down in the dumps myself, so I understand.
Well, it's easy to be down in the dumps together. Look. What was I saying? Yes. Anyway, I have somewhere I need to be. I have to go and see a man about a dog. It's very urgent.
All right.
Goodbye.
Luck.
And he sort of hastily walks off and heads off towards the lake. All right. With villagers comforted and or distressed, Ira, you can see there seems to be a gathering of like wood being piled up. You can see Ira and not Ira, you are Ira. Vowel surnames. You can see Adair and Aldous, and also the twins, Modi and Magdi, just throwing sticks of wood, going, "I found an even bigger one!" Hurling huge branches towards this fire. Ira, we're building a bonfire. Can we roast apples on it?
I'm going to pull probably Aldous aside. Are we burning bodies on these? I don't quite know how pyres work.
Yes, you build them up like a bonfire, but they're flat on top so that you can lay the body down. And then you set it on fire. So no cooking apples on this fire.
Okay. Yeah, that was I didn't think that would be a healthy combo. Okay, good. Do you need any help?
If you want, we're going to make one for Saffron and one for, what was her name?
Siggy.
Siggy. Yes, we're going to make one for Siggy as well. We should probably ask if they want to send her off this way.
Okay. I believe Chrysara is talking to them. So hopefully she mentioned something like that and we can find out.
At this point, Chrysara, as you have left the Raffen house and you see down on the shore, you see Aldous, Adair, and Ira, and very Torvald heading that way, carrying Saffron's body. He got lost on the way. I don't know why it's taking him so long. He's just stuck to from one house.
Took me a while to find all the stuff on the body.
Okay.
Or it took me very long to read it.
You're now short-sighted.
Trading company?
So yes, you're all now back down on the shore as Chrysara, you finished up your important business at the Raffen household and you see this pyre pretty much ready.
Everything looks like it's ready to go.
We have all the bodies and all the possessions and everything.
All right.
Oh, did you ask if they wanted to send Siggy off on a fire?
What? Yeah. Yeah, they said that was fine.
Is that a deception check?
I'll leave that to your own personal judgment of whether you think Ira would be convinced by that.
Ira would be, but I don't know if everyone else would be.
Mm-hmm.
My passive insight is 16, so I don't think so.
Shh. I didn't know I was supposed to ask that. That was breaking spoons and divvying the will. Just
they're more interested in the will than anything else. We'll give her a proper burial. It's the right thing to do.
yes.
Okay. So, sort of well into, probably into, I'm trying to think what time it was. It was morning. We're probably up to
it was early afternoon, I think.
and we're probably getting towards late afternoon now as sort of time spent faffing around, gathering wood. And as we are sort of late-ish autumn here in Isfjell at the moment. So the sun sets quite early this time of year. So you can see the sun getting lower towards the horizon. Sort of the sunset colours across. Which directions? Yes, across the lake, sort of slightly across the lake and the mountains, the shores of the Moonlake. A few of the villagers sort of heading down to see what's going on down at the shore because it's either a funeral or a party, and both of them are probably worth attending because they might involve ale. Yes, so you've got your pyres, you've got your bodies.
All right. So we should put them nicely on top, I guess.
Of course.
Torvald will
Oh.
pick up the body that he carried down and put her body on top of one of the pyres.
All right. So Saffron's body and Siggy's body as well, which you've presumably picked up at some point, laid out on top of these fires. Sorlandsby doesn't really have a dedicated priest or sort of cleric as such. It's a small enough village that you kind of just make do. Unless there's anyone ordained or particularly interested in sort of taking charge of the ceremony.
I'm going to look around to see if I see Siggy's family at all.
You see, perched up in the trees along the shore, you see a whole flock's worth of ravens just gathered in the trees around you.
All right, everyone. Would any of you like to say anything about your family member, Siggy?
She was a petty bastard.
Okay, perhaps not those.
You know, you see?
words.
Incredibly greedy. Very good
All
businesswoman. Yeah.
Enough.
What?
All right.
Speaking truth about her.
Is that your tradition? When
You
someone
just look
dies,
from one to the other. Go. Yes.
I can see why they call you an unkindness.
Do you want me to throw a rock at them and send them away? We should at least respect her.
Oh, it's their way. I don't know either of them very well, but Ira, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Well, I've greatly enjoyed the presence of everyone in this village while I've been here. You've all been very kind after I traveled a long time across this entire continent, essentially, to get here, and I'm very happy to be here and help everyone. So it was an honor and a pleasure to have known Siggy and Saffron, despite any ill events that she took part in.
She murdered Siggy.
Yes. Anyway, they were.
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy and project my voice into the middle of all of the ravens and say, "Enough! You'll be silent while Ira's talking."
Make me an intimidation check, please, for the ravens.
That is going to be an 11.
They fall silent, but they still look, twitchy.
Thank you, Torvald. Thank you.
Continue,
Anyway.
please, Ira.
Yes. Regardless of what has happened in the past few days, I just want everyone to understand that this village is important to me and should be important to you all as well. This is a home for people who haven't been able to find homes elsewhere. And I don't want what happened today to ruin anyone's image of each other or of other families or anything like that. I just want to go on after this knowing that under Lady Luck you're all protected, and that hopefully with luck on our side something like this won't happen again. And that's all from me.
I'm gonna light a torch and hand it to Ira.
Ira, would you like to do the honors?
Yes, I will. I'll go ahead and take the torch and go light them. Siggy's first and then Saffron.
So the dry wood that Adair and Eldest had managed to gather catches quite quickly. You watch as the flames flicker and spread across the pyres, slowly rising up to engulf both Siggy and Saffron. And smoke rising up against the darkening sky.
Adair's going to raise his hands. May the fire cleanse their spirit and the smoke carry it to the other side as their physical form is returned to nourish the soil.
And just the of agreement from the trees, and the rest of the village is sort of standing around. Like, there's a slight awkward sort of tension in the air. But this is the funeral of someone who was almost unanimously disliked by most of the village. And the funeral of someone who was almost unanimously liked, but then turned out to be a brain-stealing murderer. So there's some mixed emotions in the air. And then you hear a voice at the moment go, "Should we go get a drink?" And go, yeah.
Take it easy.
And Ira, it is Leaf, the woman who is friends with Eric the Talking Goat, that taps you on the shoulder and goes, "Excuse me, Miss Ira.
Yes.
I just wanted to ask what was going on with Jarl's house. You see, he's next door to mine, and I was wondering if you weren't doing anything particular with it. Like, if I could extend my bean row a few feet further onto his garden."
Let's allow me and my friends to go and investigate and make sure there isn't anything particularly evil or anything in the area, and then I'll give you permission from there.
Oh, thank you kindly.
Of course.
And I'll be sure to give you some of the beans as they grow up.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, what are you up to? Where, as the villagers sort of head down to the exchange hall to sort of drink and commiserate with each other, what are your plans?
I believe the best next action would be to try to figure out what happened. Who this person is, what they're planning, or was what they were planning, whether they're part of Adair's visions or anything like that. See if we can find any clues, essentially.
Well, that might be best for tomorrow. It's
Yes.
been a long day.
Yeah.
Alright. So you're gonna go and get a good night's sleep.
Yes.
What should we do? We're going to bed.
Yeah, going to bed after the party.
After the
So first you're going to go drink with the villagers, then you're going to bed. So, it's not very good ale, but there's a lot of it.
It's not. Wait, hold. It's in casks, right?
Yes.
I am going to use my prestidigitation. I'll knock on each cask, and I'll make the ale taste better.
That is very good use of magic.
That's
I
awesome.
approve, Alice.
3 cheers to Aldous, the beer witch.
Skull!
Let's go! And the drinks flow freely. There's no real there's not really any music much at this party because, well, music and entertainment in this village was previously provided by Uriell and Saffron.
Yes.
Whoa.
Whoops.
The gap in the space in the corner that would usually house the musicians for celebration is empty.
I'm gonna take out the pan flute that I found.
Oh yes.
and attempt to play it.
Okay. Do you have any proficiency in pan flutes?
No.
Make me a dexterity check. I like dexterity, intelligence, like
Performance, maybe.
I mean, I guess performance is charisma, but
That's a
charisma. Make it performance then. Yeah, I forgot. I keep forgetting performance is a thing.
It's a 2.
Yeah.
It is about as much you'd expect of someone who picks up pan flutes and doesn't know how to play pan flutes, trying to play pan flutes at a funeral. People start to leave.
Oh.
Including
Sorry, I'll put
Kasara.
it away.
Including Kasara.
And people
Aldous,
start,
you made the ale too good.
people start sort of heading back towards their own houses. And very soon it's just the 5 of you, minus Krasara, who's gone off somewhere. Just the 4 of you left remaining in the exchange hall, as night has fallen outside.
Adair's going to go check on the fire, make sure everything's under control and no, squiddy tentacle things have crawled out of the ashes or anything.
Make me a perception check as you go down to the lake shore.
That would be a 19.
Alright. As you head down to the lake shore where the pyres are sort of starting to smoulder down a little, you can see it's not a full moon, but quite a large moon in the sky, and sort of mist covering the lake shore. And for a moment, as you glance towards the pyres, you think you can see a figure standing over one of them. This pale clad figure, almost dressed in the mist itself. But then, as you look back, the figure is gone. And it's just the pyres smouldering out on the lake shore.
Is this something I might have some memory of hearing a tale of something like this on a fire?
Make me a history check, please.
I'm really good at history. That's a 10.
You're moderately good at history. And there's all sorts of tales surrounding Lake Blad and the lake you're currently on the shores of, which is known as the Moonlake. It's said either to be, by some, said to be haunted. By others, it's said to be the home to strange and sometimes dangerous fey beings who haunt its shores. Beings who will steal away children or mislead the foolish and drag them down to the depths of the lake and drown them. But there's many conflicting stories about what lurks in the mists of the Moonlake. None of them are particularly comforting.
So, I don't know how many hours it's been. Have the bodies and everything burned down to ash, or?
I'll say yes. Because I don't want to have to do an investigation of half-charred corpse. Like, it's too early in the evening. I mean, save that's for the late night games.
Okay.
Are there any time of year wise? I don't know. Are there any acorns or other type of
there's not
pods or
really many.
seeds?
There's not really many oaks around this part of the lake. There's some sort of willow trees over the shore, and then a scattering of ash and a few elm along the shore. But so there's ash keys that have fallen from the ash.
I'm looking for something that I could use with my druid craft to cause to blossom and place it at the edge of the ashes.
Okay. I mean, we're into late autumn. I guess it's magic, so you can sort of make many things blossom. Some, I don't know, tangle of brambles. There's a few small sort of weedy flowers whose names I can't recall off the
Let's
top
go
of
with
my
one of
head.
those great flowers that we can't name. Just something nice to kind of
Yes.
put there.
Some sort of white flower thing. I'm good at trees.
Awesome.
I fall down when it gets to things that are like less than this high.
Very good.
Yeah, so you can make one of those bloom and pluck some flowers from it.
Okay, and I'll place those around the edge, away from the water, back from the edge of the water. I haven't had too much good luck with that. I just place those around the edge, say a few words, a few druidic things, and then head back up.
All right. So you head back up to find that Krasara's returned from wherever she disappeared to.
Toilet.
Great. If the pan flute's done, I'm happy.
Torvald, are you still trying to play the pan flute?
No, I gave up on that.
Okay, the pan flute is finished, but there's just your companions remaining back at the exchange hall. The villagers have departed. The non-pan flute containing houses.
I meant to clear everyone out. That was my goal.
Oh, you did a good job.
Alright. So, are you sleeping in the hall tonight?
I'd assume so.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and is everyone... Key question. Floor or rafters? It's
Floor. If there's
Floor.
nobody else in here, floor's fine.
It's always important to check. You don't think it's important to check. So, as you lay down to rest for the night, wrapping blankets around you. It's a cold night tonight, with a cold breeze blowing off the lake. So you lie down, slowly drift down into sleep. And now, I know you're asleep, but Torvald, actually all of you, I'd like you to make me a perception check, please. As you drift downwards into sleep. And tell me,
19.
who got a 19? How fast is it? Yeah.
15.
11.
What was yours?
Just the one.
You're very deeply asleep. Was that 11 for Sarah?
11.
All right.
15 for Aldous.
Okay. So Torvald, sort of midway through the night, you stir and you wake. You're not sure at first what's woken you. Then you see sort of the side door of the exchange hall just swinging shut. And as you look around at your sleeping companions, there are 3 sleeping forms huddled in the exchange hall. But Aldous is not there. What would you like to do, Torvald? You can carry on and go back to sleep, that's fine.
No, I'm going to rush out after the door that I saw swinging.
Alright, so as you get up and you run towards the door, sort of looking out into the night, you can see a form walking slowly down towards the lake by a step. You can see sort of dressed in, I guess, whatever nightwear Eldest. I don't know if you're sleeping fully clothed, that's probably advisable. It's quite cold in the exchange hall. But you can see Aldous walking down towards the lake shore.
I'm gonna run towards Aldous.
Okay.
Can I judge how far she is from the lakeshore?
I mean, it's just a fair distance towards the lake shore. She's probably sort of, by this time, by the time you've woken up, looked around, got up and run after her, about halfway down towards the lake shore. But she's not sort of running, and you could probably catch her before she got there, unless like.
I'm gonna run after her.
Yeah. Right. So you run after her, Aldous. You are back in a familiar dream. And you see a path leading down before you, sort of winding between rocks and trees towards the shore of a lake. And ahead of you, at the shore of the lake, you see a figure. Whoa, who's dropped their microphone? A figure seated on sort of a rock at the edge of the lake and just flipping the pages of your book in their hands. Looking over lines. And as you reach the lake shore, as you're getting closer, they look up and you hear, Aldous, please, come. Take a seat.
I take a seat on the ground next to them.
All right. So, Torvald, as you're sort of catching up towards Aldous, you see as she stops, it just sits down on the damp sort of frosty grass.
Right, I'm gonna go up to her. And I'll like kind of grab her on the shoulders and say, Aldous, what are you doing?
So, back, Aldous, your companion reaches out a hand towards you, and then you hear, sort of echoing from the sky and all around you hear, Aldous, what are you doing? And you sort of, the world seems to shake and shift, and then your companion is gone. The scene, the lake shore, the soft moonlight and lighting is gone, and there's Torvald sort of shaking you. And you're standing outside, sort of on the edge of Sorlandsby, looking out towards the lake, and with Torvald there with you.
Aldous, what are you doing? You're gonna freeze out here.
I'm fine. I think.
I mean, it's
Why
quite
did you
cold.
walk all the way out here?
I was meeting somebody.
There's no one here. Who are you meeting?
I don't know.
Is there something you're not telling me?
I mean, I have dreams and I sleepwalk, but in those dreams, half the time I'm talking to people.
Well, I talk to people in my dreams as well. There's nothing wrong about that.
But I learn things in those dreams.
What kind of things?
Well, that's where I learned how to do the fire.
All right. Anything else?
I mean, some of my other magic.
So you learned the magic in your dreams then?
Yeah.
That's certainly peculiar. However you say that word.
Peculiar?
Crudia.
Yeah. That's one.
Certainly for Crudia.
Peculiar.
Alright. So as the two of you sort of stand, just standing awkwardly out here in the cold night air.
Yeah, no, definitely noticing it's colder because I'm not wearing my cloak.
Why don't we get back to the Great Hall?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Alright. So, back in the Great Hall, your other companions, some sleeping more soundly than others. Ira looks like, I don't know, no one's ever going to wake her. She's just so deeply and snugly asleep. It's really quite adorable. You see your companions still safely and asleep, but I just want you to make me a perception check, actually, both of you.
$14.
23.
23. You see a strange sight. You see what looks to be a rabbit, sort of scurrying quickly off across the floor and out of the other side of the hall, down a hole. Just this brief glimpse of a white rabbit, just and down a hole. No,
Both of us saw that?
Torvald saw that.
That was strange. I just saw a rabbit running across down into a hole.
A rabbit?
A white rabbit, yeah. Not really sure what that means. Does that mean anything to you?
Either somebody's rabbit got out or it's breakfast for in the morning.
I'm gonna go take a closer look. I'm gonna walk over to where I saw it go away.
All right. So
Yeah,
you
we're going
head
down this rabbit hole.
Head down the rabbit hole. As you get close to the rabbit hole, make me a survival check, just sort of examining rabbit holes.
Examining rabbit holes. What's with us and holes, guys?
Oh, don't
Ah!
start again.
Us.
Us?
That's gonna
It's
be
you. I think it's just you.
Yeah, just you.
That's a 9.
A 9. Just a small rabbit hole leading out under the edge of the building and back onto the outside. Nothing particularly unusual about it. Probably made by a rabbit.
I think your sleepwalking's got me nervous for some reason.
Oh, you shouldn't be. I mean, nothing really happens when I'm sleepwalking.
Besides you
Sindri-
learning magic.
Well, yeah, and Sindri usually watches over me while I sleep, so...
Well then, we'll have to do a rotation. We can't have you wandering away and getting hurt.
Yeah, I guess. I'm DM. I have started making sure that my book is where I left it.
All right. Your book is where you left it.
All right, and yeah, okay.
All right.
I plop right back down. And,
So,
yeah.
You go back to sleep, and the rest of the night passes without, incidents of wandering. Well, you're asleep. The place might be full of rabbits. I was going to say it passes without rabbits, but as far as you are aware, there are no more rabbits. And you awake the next morning and sort of stirring awake one by one. Sort of, as the morning light comes shining into the exchange hall, slowly stir to wakefulness. And Adair, Chrysara, and Ira, as you awake and sort of go through your morning routine, you start to notice something slightly strange. In that it seems that during the night, it's hard to exactly explain how, but basically your entire hair has been knotted and tangled together, almost as though it's filled with like glue and tar and just tied in like 1,000 small and irritating knots.
Like we've all been tied together?
Actually, yeah, that was it. Ira's hair sort of tangled with
Never
the
ask that!
glued
Great
and
idea, guys.
tangled.
I'm sorry.
And and someone looped like bits of string around your ankles to make sure that when you try and stand up, you fall over and trip over for a second. And Adair, you find like sort of tucked into your sort of bedding under your nose, someone's put like an old piece of cheese. This is... Aldous and Torvald seem fine.
What I get for sleeping on the floor with the common folks.
If I find out it was either one of you, you're both going to answer to my hammer.
What happened? Oh, hold still. And I'm going to use. No, you hold still. Hold still. This is why you put your hair in braids before you sleep. Hold still. And I'm going to use my...
Your braids are all been undone and then retangled.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my prestidigitation to see if I can get some of the glue and the tangles out, because... Yep.
You can get the prestidigitation, gets all the glue out of it, and then it's just a matter of teasing the tangles out. But...
Yep, I try to loosen it as gently as I can.
Make me a dexterity check.
Aldous!
While she's being dexterous, do I have any recollection of some kind of creature that would do such a thing?
So she does prestidigitation, and then sort of yanking, and Aldous, you find yourself now holding a tuft of a mix of like blonde, purple-dyed, brown, and like grey-blue hair in your hands. Like you managed to untangle them, but you're now holding a quite a significant tuft of hair that seems to be from the three of them.
Do you know how much it costs to import purple dye from Dinvala?
I'm sorry. It was really badly tangled. I don't know.
How did you get your hair so tangled?
At least I shaved part of my head.
I am going to throw the... is there any fire still going from last night? Like the little pot fire in the middle of the hall or anything like that?
You can stir it up, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to stir it up, and I'm going to throw the wad of hair into the fire.
Ugh.
Okay.
That's gonna smell horrible.
I'm gonna use
burning hair.
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to change the flames to purple.
Are we having some kind of ritual?
No.
They're being cute.
How bad is this cheese? Does it reek?
It smells really, really bad.
It's going in the fire too.
Now I smell burning cheese and hair.
Yes.
What's going on?
Do I have any recollection from the tales I might have picked up living in the woods of some kind of a fey creature that would do such a thing?
I say make me a nature check for knowing which.
Torvald, if I find out this was you.
Why would I tie your hair up? That makes no sense.
Because I wanted to braid your beard.
It's already braided.
I think it's a 33. I was like, how have you got 33? But no.
3.
You can't recall any particular story, but your own assumptions you're allowed to stick with. You don't have to undermine that. So you can't recall any particular fae that would do this, but
I will tie you to a tree by your beard.
I told you it's already braided. I'm not really sure what you're talking about, but I did see a rabbit last night.
A rabbit didn't put glue in my hair. A rabbit? Torvald.
Well, it looked like a rabbit.
How much did you drink last night?
I feel
That's
like
not
a
relevant.
rabbit.
It's always relevant when you're involved.
I feel
You're
like
lucky
a
we're
rabbit
friends.
could. I feel like a rabbit could put glue in hair. I mean, they have.
Don't tell me.
They have little paws, right?
Yeah, they
Ira?
have paws, not hands.
Well, paws are still heavily capable. I mean, Adair, when you were that badger, I mean, would you have been able to put glue in on people's hairs?
I'm hoping it was glue, but no, I probably would not have been able to. I'm not sure what that would be.
Okay, well, I mean, none of us are hurt or anything, so...
Speak for yourself!
None of us were intentionally hurt by whatever did this to us, so...
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pull the hair out of your head.
I don't think this is necessarily, something that we need to worry about for now. Maybe just the twins playing a prank or something.
I think we would have heard them. They're not very quiet.
Oh, I don't know about you, but I slept like a cloud, so, I mean, anything could have happened to me.
Do clouds sleep? I'm not really sure they do.
I mean, I do, and I'm kind of a cloud.
So
well,
are you familiar with something like this happening in Sorlandsby before?
I mean, you've met the folks here. We're all kind of, eccentric, for lack of a better word, so...
Well, that's a pretty good word for it.
Something like this could happen, sure, pranks and all that. People getting back didn't feel like they got a fair trade. I don't think this is out of the question, necessarily.
Who has a surplus of glue?
Well, I do know birds can weave, so I guess we have to wonder about our raven friends.
I'll kill them.
We should just leave them alone.
Honestly, you guys looked fine when I came back into the building.
Well,
when was that?
In the middle of the night.
What were you doing?
Why?
So I sleepwalk.
Oh.
Because of dreams.
That is good information to have.
I had to find out the hard way. She woke me up, and I chased her out of the building, down to the water. She was just sitting there in the cold.
Oh, and that's when you saw the rabbit that may or may not have put glue in our hair.
On the way back, yes.
Got it.
That's strange.
Was our hair tangled when you came back? It wasn't, right?
I don't know. I was sleeping when I left, and when I came back, I just laid down and went right back to sleep.
We didn't pay much attention to your hair.
I wouldn't expect you to. Okay, well, I think we should just move on and to go investigate the house, perhaps.
I agree. This is neither here nor there.
I had half of my head ripped out. I want to know who did it.
A hair messing with hair. Now we're on to something.
I don't think it was a puny little rabbit. But somebody did. I think it was the crows.
We'll figure it out. We have more important things to discover. Like, what was that beast?
A rabbit?
Yeah.
Not that one.
No, we really should make sure that house is safe to be used by other people.
Okay, so it's the morning plan. You're heading over towards Saffron and Uriell's house. Was that the idea?
Yep.
All right, so it's not far from the exchange hall over to their house. This small single-story wooden building. You'd have been in the building before. It's got sort of a central living area and then sort of 2-bedroom areas off it. Small storage space built up into the rafters. It's small, sort of even by Sorlandsby standards. And as you enter, you can see sort of around the living area, you can see sort of a harp that's being mended, lent up against one wall. A couple of books open on the table. More books than you'd normally see in a sort of average residence, but they are storytellers and entertainers. See sort of the curtain that sort of conceals Saffron's room is drawn to one side, but the one over Jarl's room is still in place. There's sort of ashes and logs in the fireplace still, and a copper pot still hanging over the fire, and a couple of wooden plates still on the side with a scattering of crumbs on them.
Right. I want to check out the book area, looking for anything that one might be useful or two might be dangerous.
All right, make me an investigation check, please.
I'd like to use my divine sense for detect good and evil.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 20.
All right, so plus anything?
So it's a 21, I think.
A 21. Okay. And divine sense. Remind me again exactly what that shows you.
I can detect good and evil. Until the end of my next turn, I can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Okay. This place is not under the effect of any sort of desecration or consecration spell, and there are no demons hiding under the mantelpiece.
Right.
And no zombies in the
Good
castle.
start.
It's always good to check. So Aldous, as you sort of rummaging your way through this bookcase, most of them appear to be books of folklore and tales. Some Isfjellian. Some are tales of other lands. You notice collected tales of Eldon Ra. There's some of the a couple of these books have titles in Elvish. You notice legends and tales of the Hexog Forest. And as you pull out one of the books, so to look at the next one, a folded piece of paper falls out.
All right, I pick up that piece of paper.
And I have it written here. Would you like to read it, or shall I read it out loud? Which?
If you want to read it, that's fine.
Okay, so I don't mind. I can. All right. So as you open up the paper, you see, in this tightly written handwriting, you see, "My dear Saffron, words cannot express how much I love you. I could not have managed these last 3 years without you to take care of me. My life has been much brighter since you came to Sorlandsby, but I fear that it is nearing its natural end. The longer I remain apart from any colony, the weaker I grow, and each winter I fear it will be my last. If you are reading this, then likely I am dead. If not, please stop now and put it back where you found it, you nosy little brat. If age or infirmity took me, please burn my body. If they knew what a monster I was, they would think you won by association. And if it is not too late, take what you can and run. I've hidden the small stash under the floor in my room to set you on your way. If I met a brutal end, then I am sorry for what you may have witnessed, for it is not in my kind's nature to give in without a fight. I hope that no harm came to you, and that you may forgive me for what I had to do. You were always such a sweet and innocent girl, and I hope that you may remain so for many years to come. Be careful, my dear, and watch the skies, for they are coming. I know that much. And soon the day shall come that Isfjell must face them, or else surrender their riches to raiders more ambitious than any earl or king this land has seen. When that day comes, my child, run, and don't stop running. For the Gith will show you no mercy. In their eyes, merely being my friend is a crime that can never be forgiven. Your dear friend, Uriell." And I will also send you that in text form.
Thank you.
So, sort of, and were you reading that out loud or to yourself?
I was reading it to myself first.
Okay. So you reach the end of this letter. So whilst Aldous is reading her way through Uriell's very tight little handwriting, what are the rest of you up to?
Zara is busy going through all of the drawers and searching for hidden doors underneath them, and basically upturning furniture to see if there's any hidden anything.
All right, make me an investigation check, please.
That is investigation. That is a 12.
So searching round, sort of looking round, you do find a fruitcake hidden in a cupboard.
Yes.
You find about 5 gold pieces in sort of a small bags tucked under the table, sort of attached to it. And you find a very nice knife for the kitchen.
Going to keep that, and she's going to tuck that into her belt.
Torvald and Adair, I believe. Ira was busy checking for undead, and you see Aldous has got a sort of reading this piece of paper.
I'm just gonna generally just kind of look around and just see if there's anything out of place or anything I see. Just kind of glancing around the room.
So, I mean, looking around, it looks as though people just, left to get on with business and never came back. So things are out of place, but out of place not in the way that the place has been ransacked or searched, and more out of place in terms of just someone hadn't got around to doing the washing up yet.
How many more rooms are there?
So there's 2 rooms, just the 2 bedrooms off this main sort of area, and then a storage section in the roof.
Okay. I'll take the leftmost, open the door, and just kind of look in and see if I notice anything.
So to the left is Saffron's room, and you see sort of a bit of a ramshackle mess. There's sort of this bag open on the bed with sort of clothing and stuff that's been shoved into it. Like a loop sticking out the top of it at an odd angle, and someone appears to be ramming sort of clothing into this bag. A set of boots sort of stood on the bed, cupboard chest open, cupboard door open, things all over the floor, all sorts of clothing and bits and bobs strewn everywhere.
Okay, I'll close that door and go over. If nobody else has approached the other room, I'll go over to that one and open the door.
All right. So as you head over to your room, the rest of you probably concluded your previous sort of searches and things at that point. Torvald, what did you say you're doing?
I was looking around the room, just to kind of see what everything that was going on.
Oh yeah.
Get a lay of the land.
So Adair heads over. You head over to the other room, so it draws out the curtain that divides it, and you see the other room is immaculately tidy. The bed and covers smoothed out, tucked in at all the corners. Pillows absolutely symmetrically in the middle. A pair of spare boots sort of sat completely lined up with the floor, with the line of the floorboards. Not many personal belongings on display. Not really any. There's one sort of half-made sort of drum that's has been set up to one side, sort of the frame for it, but without the skin across the top. But other than that, the room is pristine.
Adair would be very interested in that drum and would want to go and look at it a little bit more.
All right, so you go over and have a poke around. It looks like someone was in the process of making a drum, sort of setting up the frame for it and preparing it. I mean, you've seen various sort of drums being used by musicians and storytellers and performers, both in Isfjell and back in the forests. It's a fairly ordinary looking drum. Pardon?
What kind of skin were they?
There is no
using?
skin on it yet.
So no skin. Okay, I thought you said they had part. Okay.
Yeah, so no, it's the frame ready for the skin. That's what I meant. Sorry if that wasn't clear.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Oh, hey, I found this letter. There are things under the floorboard in his room.
Perhaps we should
check that out. Absolutely.
All right.
I'll go help her check it out.
So whoever's checking it out, make me an investigation check with advantage because you've got Torvald's skilled help, and he is known as a highly skilled investigator.
Yes, and what was my investigation again? 2. Yay, it's a 12 again.
Is that with advantage?
Yes, because the first one was a nat 1.
Oh,
That was with that was Torvald's help.
Yeah, thanks, Torvald.
that was the nat one.
All right, so sort of searching around, sort of particularly focusing on the floorboards. It takes you a long while, sort of going methodically through to find this loose floorboard. You see Kasara slowly pouring away across the floor until she finally, it's like the final floorboard you check. That one is loose.
I think I found it. She's gonna take her hammer and just sort of drop it straight down to smash the floorboard.
Okay. You can hear this almighty crash of splintering wood as Kasara brings a hammer down on the floor, and then kind of crack of the hammer, like the weight of the hammer hitting something underneath the floor.
Found it.
Like this clang of it hitting something metal.
That was a wee bit dramatic, don't you think?
No.
Splinters fly everywhere.
I'm sure you could have just lifted it.
I needed to use my hammer. It's been getting a little rusty lately.
We are lucky that there isn't glass or something like that down there. So let's just be thankful for that and carry on, shall we?
They shouldn't put glass under floorboards.
Oh, well, I don't think they were expecting a hammer to be put. Anyway.
I'm
Good
gonna
point.
reach down and grab the whatever's under there.
So as you pull out, you see this metal box about this big, with a large dint in the top of it, sort of half obscuring, sort of, and you see it's sort of like this greyish metal color with, it looks like there was some kind of symbol on the top of it, but it seems to have been partially obscured by the fact it's got a massive dint in it now. You can see sort of the remains of the edge of this symbol, but you can't make out the full half of it. So,
All right, y'all might want to step back.
you can see just the sort of dinted edge of a symbol.
So I'm going to tell everyone to step back, and I'm going to take out the keys that we found on the body. And you said it was locked, right? Or...
You haven't tested it, but yes,
Oh.
it is.
Okay. And I'm going to try some of the keys in the locks.
Okay, so most of the keys are plainly too big for the lock because it's only a small box. You get the key at the end is just a very simple, like not a sort of complicated key, just one of those ones that goes like that, just like a jewelry box key or something. And it slides into the lock. This click. So the lock's undone.
All right, I'm going to slowly open the box.
Slowly. So you open the box. Nothing happens. And inside the box, you see the glittering of some gold coins and a scattering of gemstones of varying colours and sizes, sort of glittering inside this little box. And along with them, this sort of ornate silvery orb about this big, made of with interlocking bands of silver metal on it. So it's about this big, this silvery orb with sort of patterns embossed into the metal around it. A sort of pattern of lines and dashes sort of going round the rims of these bands that form this orb. Oh, yeah.
Are they a language?
Make me intelligence check.
A 12 intelligence. 12.
It's not a language you recognize. If it is a language, it looks like it could be a language, but it's not one you recall seeing anywhere. That's a very vague approximation of the orb thing.
You just draw that?
Yeah, that's why it's so bad.
No, it's not.
That's
It's
actually
pretty
really
impressive,
good.
actually.
Really nice.
It's really good.
On a whiteboard, even.
Jeez.
Eh.
The shading. I mean, come on. She draws well and slurps well, so we've got that now.
I have skills in life. Slurping artist.
Put it on a resume.
Well, I will pick up the orb.
Okay.
Does anyone have anything that we can use to identify this?
Well, we could smack it with a hammer.
No.
Seems to be Krasara's identification method.
I'm gonna like cover it with both hands and pull it away.
You hold
Easy
it tight
there,
in your hands,
Krasara.
the little center of it like buzzes a little.
Don't get any ideas.
Adair, you will be next. I was only joking. Wouldn't actually hurt my friends. Much.
That's what worries me.
All right. Does anyone have any other ideas?
No. Oh, wait. I pull out my book that I had. The one that I looked for before I went back to sleep. And I flip through a few pages and I find my identify ritual.
Ah.
All right.
Follow
And
this page, which in your book is, I don't think it's got the spell written out and illustrated by an image at the top of someone holding something, sort of like an almost like medieval manuscript style image of someone at the top holding something and looking. Ah.
yeah. Wait, I have this should help us figure out what that is. So, can I?
Yeah. So is that a ritual?
Yes.
Or using a spell slot?
It's a ritual.
All right. So using it as a ritual without using
Correct.
the spell slot, that will take you about 10 minutes to sort of do and sort of look through it. Just to check something. What's that? So whilst Adair, not Adair.
Wait.
Aldous, you look basically the same. Yeah.
Inside the box that had the gold coins and the gems and the sphere, is there a pearl in there? A nice one?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna take that pearl too.
Good. Used to do the identify.
Yep.
It's like, how do I identify a pearl? Nobody knows. Yes, you now
Right.
mark down one pearl for your identification.
Oh well, I use it in the ritual.
It's not consumed.
Oh, perfect.
As long as you've got a
Okay.
pearl, you're all good. You can carry on using the same pearl over and over and over.
Wonderful. All right, so I'm going to set up at the table. I go into the other room at the table and I set it up, and I perform the ritual. I use the owl feather, circle around, and this is instantaneous.
Okay.
So yeah.
But 10 minutes to cast.
Oh yes, 10 minutes to cast.
Yeah.
So yes.
So whilst Aldous is busy casting her spell, has anyone got anything else they want to be doing?
I'll distribute all the gold and gems.
Yay.
Everyone.
So you count your way through the golden gems, and you find that there's about 25 gold pieces. Nice round number. I'm not going to be evil. About 25 or so gold pieces, and the gemstone's sort of in a mixture of color. So aside from aside from the pearl, you see it's a couple of pieces of sort of red coral, 2 pieces of coral, and a whole handful of chips of turquoise and tiger's eye thrown in there. So say about 2 pieces of coral. The pearl Eldest has about 10 turquoises, 5 tiger's eyes, and because it's a nice. I know we were discussing it earlier. Let's throw in 3 pieces of lapis lazuli.
Okay.
I think that's everything.
Torvald, perhaps you could be persuaded to share one of the lapis?
Aye, you can have one if you'd like.
I would be very grateful. Since it reminds me of the ocean, it would be nice as perhaps a good luck charm when I get my ship.
You and your ship.
So many places I can take you, and so many places we can raid once I have my ship.
That reminds me, I found this on Saffron as well.
And I'll bring out the slip of paper and show it to everyone.
So he holds up this piece of paper stamped across the top with Full Sails Trading Company. Entitles the bearer and 1 companion to 1 trip on any Full Sails Trading Company vessel in northern waters.
And Torvald's kind of embarrassed about how fast everyone else reads it.
Where did you get that?
It could
This
be
is on-
useful.
It was on Saffron.
Where did Saffron get that?
Not really
Damn.
sure.
Damn, did I ever give that to her?
No.
Okay.
Does this mean
You've not
something
seen
to
this
you?
particular piece of paper before. You've seen ones like it. You've not seen this particular. They are sort of vouchers for travel that are sometimes used either by people associated with merchant trade or who've already sort of made sort of a paid in advance arrangement and are going somewhere and might need a journey back at some point. And it's the common practice down south in Chorus.
I'm not sure where she would have gotten that from. It certainly wasn't given to her by me, but Full Sail Trading Company up here wouldn't make any sense. I don't think. Fun fact about me, everybody. That is my family's trading company.
Oh.
And I have no idea how she got that because we're from Chorus, and Chorus is quite far from here. And I'm
You're
not sure
gonna-
which.
Sorry, continue.
I'm just. No, don't worry. I'm just dithering. I don't know what's going on. Please say
You're
what
going
your
to
advice.
regret telling Crisara that your family has ships. I can tell you that much.
We've got a few, yes.
Well,
I've
she was
been-
hanging out with a tentacle-faced guy in disguise, so
Maybe this was their ticket out of here.
I suppose, but I don't think I don't think my family would allow passage to people like that, and they would not be up in this area at all. I mean, the closest to here that they would get is like, I don't know.
Probably Elbreth.
Yeah, what she said.
Are your tickets quite expensive?
Yes. Something like this. I mean, you know, we're a trade company, and we don't really have a specialty, but certainly not people typically. So something like this is rare to be given out.
Is it a forgery?
I don't think so. I'll go ahead and investigate it.
Yeah, man, make me an investigation check.
Sure. Oh, I love good rolls. Okay, that's gonna be 19.
Sweet.
This is not a forgery. It looks like a genuine article.
Absolutely not a forgery. I mean, no one up in this area would know how to forge something like that anyway, since...
It does look a bit a bit worn around the edges. It looks like it's been carried around for some time. So when paper gets that sort of rounded corners and sort of a few smudges on the ink.
But it seems a bit old. Is it signed by anyone?
It's got a date on it. It's 3 months old.
And it does have like a bit of signature at the bottom, which I guess with your role you recognise vaguely as a signature you've seen on account books as belonging to sort of one of the clerks in the chorus office. Can't remember the name. But you've seen this signature on lots of documents, but there's clerks. There's just lots of them.
Okay, but it's not anyone directly related to me. It's just one of.
It's just one of the sort of the administrative people.
Got it. Well, yeah, this is genuine. I recognize everything on it, and I guess it's a touch old. But I mean, Saffron and Jarl have been in this town, like around when I came here, if not longer. Jarl has been here for a very long time. Saffron arrived, so if it's dated 3 months ago, then she would have had to obtain it from somewhere within this town. But my family would not come this far.
So it lasts for a year. Did I say 3 months ago?
3 months ago.
3 months. Yeah.
I think that was a mistake. I meant to say 4 months.
Okay.
That's me. Please retcon. The great god in the sky says retcon. 4 months. It was signed 4 months ago.
4 months. Got it.
Makes much more sense now.
4 months. I had a hard time reading it. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I'll admit it.
I don't recall seeing any of the full sails in our town port. I'm down there quite often, so I think I would have seen them.
Typically for this area, from Chorus, we would go to Ulfborg. That's where I got separated from my family, so they don't typically come much higher than you there. So this is kind of very. I'm not concerned per se, but very interested in how this was even acquired.
Certainly interesting. I don't think we're gonna figure it out sitting around here, though.
Correct.
Aldous, how you doing over there?
Aldous, at this point, your spell reaches its conclusion, and as you look down at this orb, you know what it is. You have this deep sense of understanding, and this is an astral drive. Now, the problem is, you know exactly what it is, but it's hard to comprehend. Like you can sort of see this sense of, you know what to call it in your mind, and oh, damn you ruined it already. And you know that it enables travel, and that it requires attunement. But beyond that, and its name, you know, it allows travel. It requires attunement by someone who can cast spells, and it allows travel. But beyond that, it's a bizarre device. You have a sense it's come a long way.
Well, it can only be used by somebody who knows how to use magic, and it allows for travel. It's come a long distance, and It does require attunement.
All right.
So that it's called and do I actually know the term astral drive, or do I?
You know the word is in your mind. You don't know what it means. But you know the word. Like, you know that's what this thing is, but you don't know what exactly that means that this thing is, if you get it straight.
It says it's I don't the words that are coming, astral drive, but
All right.
I feel like I need a
Take a
nap.
breath. This will be all right. You called it an astral what?
drive.
All right. Well, does that mean anything to anyone?
No. It looks more like a travel ball. Sounds better.
Should we be handling this thing? Should we maybe put it back in the box? Does it seem dangerous to you, Aldous?
Does it seem dangerous to me?
Well, as you're holding it in your hand, you can feel it is vibrating ever so slightly. There's occasional vibration within it.
I
All
am
right.
going to now set it down.
I'll pick it up and put it back in the box.
You put it back in your dinted metal box.
Yeah. Actually, I'll put it into my bag.
Okay, into your bag. Alright. So, as you place the mysterious device back into your bag, and with sort of investigations, is there anything else you would like to look at, investigate, do in Uriell and Saffron's house, or are we all done there?
Nobody checked out upstairs yet, have they?
Upstairs is there's a storage loft sort of upstairs with sort of,
Right, but
baskets,
nobody's checked it
boxes
yet.
and stuff.
No. All right, let's get going.
All right.
Alright. So as you head out of the house on towards whatever you're about to do next, I think we're going to take a quick break. Okay, I think we're back, and I should probably... Actually, no, I think we're allowed jaunty music now. Sufficiently long has passed since the funeral. So the sun is shining on a crisp, clear day in the village of Sorlandsby, as 5 adventurers exit the house of a now dead storyteller / horrific tentacle-faced abomination, carrying some newly acquired items, letters, jewels, gold, and a strange orb, and a very dinted metal box. Unless you left the dinted metal box behind. So, as you head out into the sunshine of Sorlandsby in this crisp, clear day, you can see the villagers are sort of getting back to getting on with their ordinary day-to-day activities. What are your plans? Do you have anything particular you were aiming to do in Sorlandsby?
Well, we're still waiting for news from Calder and your sister. So
Amalia.
Yes, Amalia. And either they're going to come here or Sindri's going to come back with another note. So I don't know.
Okay. So it's a waiting game at this point. So if you spend the afternoon, I guess, engaged in whatever hobbies or tasks would entertain you around Sorlandsby.
I'm going to try to figure out how to play the pan flute.
Torvald, you're trying to learn the pan. Make me an intelligence check, please. This is maybe how long?
That's a 1. It's a dirty 1.
Okay, it's going to take you a long while to learn the pan flutes.
I'm going to spend time inventing the reusable earplug.
With bits of moss and trying to like work out how to plug your ears. This terrible pan flute music echoes out around the village.
Actually, I want to sit down and read the scroll that we found inside the box with the food outside of the farm.
So as you go along and lay out the scroll you found in the box, in the hole, in the wood, outside the farm, as you roll it, you see that it is in fact a map.
Oh!
And you can see it is a map detailing the coastline and also inland and lakes of Isfjell and down into the top part of Caldis. Now, there aren't that many accurate maps sort of floating around in Isfjell. Like, not many people own their own map. So, and I don't think your family would. They would have had knowledge of the local area around them and how to get to other parts of Isfjell. This is possibly the first time you have seen detailed and sort of accurate, or close to accurate, representation of Isfjell laid out in front of you.
Oh, I'm just going to study it and stare at it and be amazed at how awesome it is.
Buttering up the deer.
Oh, of course.
So, yeah, you're studying this map. So, as Kasara and Ira, how would you like to spend your afternoon of free time and leisure?
Okay, you go first.
Kasara's probably exploring the town, trying to see if she sees anything interesting or suspicious.
Alright, you know what? Make me a general investigation check for the town.
Ooh. So that's 14, 15. That's a 16.
Okay, so as you're doing your sort of patrol and looking for... You see one of the houses towards the edge of the village has bright purple smoke coming out of its chimney.
Well, I think we're going to go in that direction. She's going to go straight for the house that has purple smoke coming out of it.
So as you approach, you can hear voices coming from inside the house, and you can hear, put it out, put it out, put it out. There's a bucket of water somewhere. just water, no, water. And then you're crashing into something, and you hear this loud splashing sound from inside. And you watch as briefly the smoke turns like a bright green color, and then just dissipates from out the chimney. And you can see this small house with, out in front of it, a garden growing not vegetables, but an old collection of sort of flowers and herbs, mostly sort of withered down into brown leaves at this time of year. But also a small sort of raised bed of what appears to be just growing little lines of mushrooms and fungus in it, including one rather bright violet-coloured fungus that could, as you approach.
No. She's just gonna... And she's not even gonna knock. She's just going to just bust the door in to see what is going on.
Alright, so as Sarah bursts into this small hut, you see in the central room a large sort of work table laid out, a couple of pots and cauldrons over a fire at one end, things hanging from the rafters, from bundles of herbs, dried mushrooms, what appears to be some kind of strange reptile creature strung across the room, sort of stuffed with this like a long lizard creature about this long with a long pointed nose, and underneath it, sort of just scrambling around in panic and haste, you see Felix the wizard, with his eyebrows both singed off, his hair like filled with smoke and spiked up, and a rather exasperated looking Elandris the drow, just also smoke stained and smudged, and more interestingly, laid out on the table in the center of this hut, you see the body of the individual you know as Uriell, the storyteller, sort of laid out, and with like the center of the body is sort of sliced open, sort of peeled back to reveal some internal organs and a large amount of space where currently are no internal organs. And various sort of things in dishes and the glass distillation apparatus sort of strung up and attached to sticks and string. And as you go crashing in through the room, they both look round startled, and like one knocks over a jar and like spill across the ground. There's like a hissing, popping, sizzling noise as part of the floor starts getting melted away by this green, gloopy, acidic substance. Hey! Kasara!
What was that?
He sort of switches his hand back through, smears more sort of soot on his face. Small magical accidents. Nothing to worry about. Nothing is currently on fire. Just pats out the corner of a book.
What are you doing with our deceased friend here?
Have you ever been far south, Krisara?
Yes.
Right. This is a sort of magic that is practiced in further south. In like they do it a bit in Chorus and Gresta. Well, not so in Gresta. We call it alchemy, and we're trying to understand the inner workings of magic and substances, and this is how potions get invented. You have to be willing to take risks and, try something new.
What sort of potion are you trying to invent?
Subject.
What?
We need a test subject. He holds up a beaker.
What is it supposed to do?
I'm fairly sure will allow mind reading.
All right. Give it here.
He hands you this beaker of this sort of shimmering-looking liquid.
Can you reverse the effects if it does something unexpected?
Oh, of course, yes. Don't worry about that.
Drow?
We've never killed anyone yet. And you look a very sturdy woman. Alright, it tastes foul. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Well, she doesn't have Torvald to tell her not to, so 14.
Torvald, voice of reason.
Alright, so you feel fine, but as Felix looks towards you, you hear sort of almost as though he's speaking, but his mouth's not moving here. Oh god, please don't let her die, that was a really terrible one, I should not have put spleen in it, spleen was a terrible idea. Oh god, what if she explodes? Oh, this is a very small hut, I should take her outside first, oh gosh, oh no.
If I explode, I'm going to break your neck.
Oh, you're not going to explode, who said anything about exploding?
You thought it.
It's working! This is amazing.
What's the drow thinking?
The drow's thinking, adorable, but really embarrassing.
I don't think I quite agree with the adorable, but how long is this supposed to last?
I don't know.
Can we make it permanent?
I might need to strengthen the dose, but I could give it a try. chances of death, about 30%, but don't need to tell her that. Oh, she can hear me.
She's just staring right at him.
Oh, God. I didn't think she'd say yes. This is wonderful. Maybe I can get her to try some of the other ones. All at the same time, they might interact. I wonder what happens if they interact. Would you like to try another one?
What's it supposed to do?
I've...
Oh no! God.
I've got one here. I think it should allow you to become a great, tall, mighty giant.
I'm already that, so I don't need that one. What else have you got?
How about breathing underwater? Actually, no, not that one. That one.
It's like,
No, that's not.
my ship ever capsized, but I don't want to have to live underwater, so no.
How about running really, really fast and like this one is I'm still working on the name. I call it the beverage of hastening.
I think I'm just good with the mind reading.
Okay.
It will really shock my sister.
Yes. Well, I don't know what the duration is. Some of the others lasted a few minutes. Some of them lasted an hour. There was an unfortunate incident with the invisible mouse that did last an entire week.
She just snorts at that one.
And you hear another thought from Elijah. Let's not mention the giant mouse.
What happened with the giant mouse?
And he sort of looks over. You see there's a large hole in one wall of the hut. Like a Nord hole in the wood. We hope it shrunk again.
Wizards are absolutely nuts. However, make me another one of these and I'll be by later to pick it up. I want to go see what I can find out while I still have it. And don't set anything on fire.
I'll try not to. And I just pass the rest of the spleen and the what else went into it? Brain.
All right, I'll be back later.
Okay. So, Chrysara, you head out of Felix's hut, and where are you bound?
I'm going straight for Torvald.
Okay. So you head over, and you hear the sound of the panpipes before you see Torvald. You hear this screeching, wheezing sound of panpipes and Torvald, you see Chrysara heading towards you.
What are you doing?
I'm playing the panpipes, can't you see? What do you think?
And for this, Torvald, I would also like you to please, in addition to what you're saying, please narrate just the surface thoughts of Torvald's mind.
Yeah!
Yes.
Like, what's going on? Just the top instant thoughts of what is going on in his head.
Alright. If I blow this one, it makes that sound. And I blow this one, it makes the other sound. What if I try to blow them both at the same time? And it's a completely failed attempt. Oh, Chrysara.
Okay, this is boring. Where's the other one with where's the dare? I'm going for him next. I don't care about panpipes. I want dirty secrets.
Why are you thinking about a dare?
I want dirty secrets. That's right. I'll be back.
So, Adair, where are you again?
Probably in the exchange hall, finding more ale.
Alright, over in the exchange hall, looking for more. There's still some of the improved ale left from the previous night.
That'll work.
And towards you comes walking Chrysara. And
It definitely looks like she's on a mission.
I need your surface level thoughts as well as what you're saying.
As he sees Chrysara walk up, he looks at her and he thinks, should I offer an ale? Am I supposed to offer an ale? Or should I just drink my ale?
She's gonna plop down in front of him And hold her hand out.
And he's gonna reach over and shake her hand. And continue drinking his ale, going, "That's odd. Should I have offered her an ale?"
You're supposed to offer an ale.
Oh. So he'll go get her an ale and bring it back.
Thank you. So where are you from?
I'm from the forest outside of Herksog. You've probably never heard of it.
What's he thinking?
With that, he is going to kind of get flashbacks, visually of the farm and the forest. It may even slip in a little bit of some ritual from one of the druid meetings.
You see a circle of stones set up in a forest. People, definitely some drums and chanting. People turning into animals.
It looks sort of like a cult.
What does?
Oh, nothing. So, think of something. I'm testing something.
Oh, okay. So he is going to, being Krasara sitting in front of him, he is going to think of the sailing ship from his dreams that's trapped in the ice.
Okay. So
This
you see
is where we need to be going.
This vast ship trapped and half buried in a surface of ice. You can see it clearly, sort of wind and snow sweeping over it, and you see the sails and the masts sort of emerging from this sea of ice.
That is more of the information that I was trying to find. The wizard and the drow have given me something weird. I probably shouldn't have drunk it, but I did anyway because I thought it was a good idea. And now I can either temporarily or permanently, we don't know, read minds. So this vision you've had, think on it.
So he's going to just kind of look at her like she's out of her mind, and she's going to think, or he's going to think she's out of her mind. But then
I'm not out of my mind.
All right, he's going to put both hands flat down on the table, close his eyes, and he is just going to run through these nightmares. So if it's just surface thoughts, she'll see flashes. If it goes any deeper than that, is she going to pick up any of the emotion? Or...
She could delve deeper if she would like.
She's going to delve a little bit deeper.
Okay. And he's not going to hold back. He's not going to hold back. If she wants, he's going to let her have it. So
she definitely wants to get to the bottom of these things because she wants to know if there are dragons or what's going on. So she's going to go as deep as she can go without being too evasive.
Okay. So, delving into his dreams and visions, amongst flickers of other things, you see this ship. You see the shadow of a great winged beast sweeping across the ground. And then you see a figure seated in this sort of ornate silver chair, her eyes staring blindly into the distance, and you see Amalia, sort of seated bound to this silver chair. And as the dream fades, and so if you see sort of silhouettes, you see almost images and impressions of yourself and of Trellbro, and a calling to go to Trellbro, and whatever emotions that Adair has that accompany all of this.
So a lot of fear and trepidation, and when it shows Trellbro, you're going to get a lot of missing the forest and just not feeling right, that he doesn't feel like he's in the right place. He's very unhappy to be there.
Think more of the flying object. Focus on it. What is it?
These huge, the shadow of these huge wings, the familiar shape, the wings arcing back, these vast reptilian wings, and the curling tail that follows behind them. And Krasara, you know well what the shadow of a dragon looks like.
Yeah. That... Adair, you weren't lying. I didn't think you were, but...
His thoughts are,
Unfortunately,
why the hell would I lie?
that is definitely a dragon. I've seen them before. They're what blinded my sister and destroyed our village. This is from the dragon attack. I tried to protect her. I threw myself over her to protect it, and the burst of flame, it burned her eyes, killed our parents. And we can't let this happen. They can't come here.
Adair's going to reach across the table and put his hand on yours, just look you dead in the eyes, and think, now you know why I'm so upset and why I'm here.
What do we do?
I've tried to tell people. What do we do when they don't listen?
Force
We don't
them.
know what's... I think we can't hit them all with a hammer.
I
And
could
I
certainly
can't badger
try.
them all.
But if those truly are dragons, I don't understand the ship in the ice. I'm not sure what the meaning is of Amalia in the chair, but the one thing I do know is I do know the dragons.
Wait, you know who was in the chair?
You did not? That was my sister. That was Amalia.
So there, you wouldn't have spent much time with Siege of Amalia because you briefly
Right.
she was around when you were in the main hall of Trellbro, but she was back in like the shadows by
Right, exactly.
and
Yeah.
you headed out of town to look for a pig.
Yeah, so I had no idea. I mean, if you're still reading thoughts, it's total utter shock. And then I start thinking of all sorts of other things trying to mask so you can't see what the other thought is that's going through my head.
I'm gonna delve deeper if possible to try to flutter
Okay,
them away.
so at this point, Adair, you're resisting, right?
Yes.
So, hang on. I should have already had this page open. So, as she attempts to delve deeper in your mind. Oh, okay. This is okay. It's a wisdom saving throw for Adair. And I know
That is going to be a whopping 12.
that's not enough for the DC of this particular magic item. So you're able to see what Adair is attempting to conceal there.
As I see this from my dream, I see a dead girl seated in a silver chair.
Krasara is gonna jump up and that chair is going flying. That is not going to happen.
It's
Will not happen.
It is not my choice. I didn't choose for these things to come to me. You understand that,
stop
don't
it.
you?
Yes, but we have to stop it. What do we do?
Well, I think first and foremost, I guess everyone's going to have to drink the same drink so they'll all understand that I may be a little woodsy, but I'm not crazy. And I'm not making these things up.
No, that was definitely a dragon. We have to do something.
Yes, DM?
You're waiting?
I thought you were going to say something.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no. But at this point, Krasara, you start to feel this strange sort of tingling sensation beginning in your fingertips and your tips of your toes. And Krasara, I need you to roll me 1d100, please.
It just turns into a goat.
God.
And now we figured out.
Oh God. Oh God.
Roll me percentiles, please.
10.
10. So
I'm very, very scared.
So you watch as out from Krasara's hand, you watch as these bolts of light just emerge from her fingers. These 7 bolts of light that sort of ping off around the room, and you watch as One of them sinks into the wall. One of them shatters a cask of beer, and
It was a 10. Sorry, it was getting all wonky.
and 3 of these bolts strike Adair. Chrysala, please roll 3d4s, please.
3D. Oh God, what did I do? 3D4. I'm sorry. That's a 1. That's a 4. That's a 4.
Adair, you take 9 points of force damage as 3 of these magical missiles strike into you.
Ah,
And then, Kasara, you feel your sense of Adair's thoughts gone as this cold tingle passes through your entire body, and you're just left with a horrible headache and foul taste in your mouth.
I'm so sorry. Are you all right? They didn't tell me there were They didn't tell me there were side effects. I mean, they're crazy. I probably shouldn't have drunk it, but you know, I'm sorry. Don't hate me. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm used to the women who believe me hurting me.
That's not fair. I didn't have any control over that. I'll buy you an ale.
Adair is going to pull out some of his herbs, chew on them a little bit, put them on the wounds, and use Cure Wounds to try and recover from some of this damage.
Okay, so Torvald, Torvald, Aldous, and I guess Ira as well. You hear the sound of things breaking inside the exchange hall, the smashing sound of casks exploding, and you see sort of one bolt of light just shoot out through the ceiling of the hut and another out through the side of the hut.
I kind of like look at the pan flute kind of funny, like, did I do that? And then I put it away and run towards it.
I roll up the map that I've been looking at and tuck it away and go back inside as well.
Yeah, I'll head inside.
So back inside, you see Cressida and Adair, and some level of destruction and holes in the surroundings.
You see Chrysara like.
I assume I've got like little puffs of smoke still coming out of my shirt.
She's like 3 singe marks on Adair.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What happened?
We don't really know. Things came out of my fingers. I don't know.
Why would things come out of your fingers?
I drank a potion from the wizard.
You just drank a potion from the wizard?
I was able to read minds. Your thoughts were kind of boring, so I came to find Adair.
Well, I was trying to play the pan flute.
That's
It takes a lot of concentration, thank you very much.
That isn't the information I wanted.
I was wondering why you just left. You could have started a conversation about something.
Well, it's good that I didn't, because...
It's very good you didn't. I mean...
Yeah, this might damage our friendship a little bit.
Yes, damaging friendships.
I'm really sorry. I owe you ale. For at least a week. Every time we drink ale, I'll pay for it.
We're in a place where the ale's free. I don't exactly see how that's going to help.
Okay, well, I mean, we have... Okay, that's not the point. That's beside the point. We have a problem. We have
what kind of problem?
We have a very serious problem. Adair isn't crazy. He isn't lying. His dreams are real. And we have a serious problem. The shadow that he saw was a dragon. The things that these people are referring to are dragons. They come in the... These are dragons. I've seen them before.
You were reading minds? Are you sure it wasn't a hallucination?
I'm as sure as the scar on my face that those were dragons.
Well, I believe you saw the dragons, but are you sure they were
reading minds and not some sort of hallucination
No,
from the potion?
no.
If Adair claims that those are what he saw and Chrysar is able to correctly say them, I don't see why we wouldn't believe her.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
Ira, you're new, so you probably don't know this, but my sister and I aren't exactly from Trailbro. We're from Dinvala.
Oh,
We left after the dragon attacks.
I would too, or something like that.
I'm very, very familiar with dragons.
That's unfortunate. But I trust you absolutely. And I
Good.
mean, what we've seen has been claiming that something's going to come from the sky, and dragons is as good as anything to come from the sky. So,
What do we do? If they attack Trailbro like they attacked my city, there won't be anything left.
do we need to evacuate? Do we even have the say to evacuate?
I don't know. I have some sway with the Uriell, so if need be, we can evacuate.
I wouldn't say you have sway with the Earl. He's afraid of you, sure.
Sway, fear, there's not much difference.
All right, well, do we know when this is supposed to happen, or do you just have these vague visions?
I don't know. Perhaps when winter comes, because there was a ship. He saw a ship frozen in ice.
I believe that makes sense with what we found in yours home. He mentioned winter being when he would pass away, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Well,
Adair?
I'm sorry, I have no idea of time. I just have the feeling it's urgent. I know in one of the visions there's a full moon, so that gives us 12 targets if it's within the year.
That's good.
I honestly don't know. This is what has worried me, and Chrysara, I think you need to tell them about your sister.
There's no point, because it won't happen.
What's
You
this
don't
thing
know
about
it
your
won't
sister?
happen. If it's part of the visions, then we have to share the visions, or we're not being honest with the people we expect to.
It
help
won't.
us.
It will not happen. I will destroy every dragon that flies this way before they kill my sister.
All right, Chrysara. We understand. Adair, what did you see?
In one of the dreams, there is a dead girl seated in an ornate silver chair, and I have just found out from Chrysara that it is her sister.
Chrysara's gonna flip the table over.
Crash!
And as you can see, she's a bit upset about it.
Well, I can understand that. If someone told me my brother was going to be dead, I'd feel the same way.
I understand, but just simply denying it's going to happen isn't a way of confronting the issue, is it, Chrysara?
I'm not going to allow it to happen. And she punches a hole in the wall.
Well, it doesn't mean this is going to happen. The whole point is to try to fix it, right? Adair, you didn't come to us just so we could witness it happening. You came to us so we could
Absolutely
change
not.
it.
Absolutely
Right.
not. I want to do something, but unless some further vision comes to tell me, I have no idea what the solution would be.
Well, just us knowing about it means we have the opportunity to change it. So, where should we go now?
back to Trailbro.
Yes, I agree. We need to stop at the wizard's house first.
So even before we go back to Trailbro, we're not too far from the bitter ice. There are all sorts of things in the bitter ice.
You think the ship might be there too?
Maybe. That means that it's not necessarily going to happen in the winter. But I mean, there might be dragons there. There are stories that there are so many other things there. Dragons could be there.
Oh, I don't think we want to be going in the direction of where the dragons might be. I think we're all lovely people, but I don't think we could handle a dragon, especially not if there's multiple.
If I break its skull before it leaves, I suppose we could at least try to see if the ship is there. Maybe there's information.
And it's not necessarily that we need to fight a dragon.
What about the note that you sent with your cat? Would that...
Well, Sindri should already be in Trellbro. Should have already delivered the letter.
The letter asked them to come here, did it not?
Well, if we leave now, we can meet them on the way, or they might have decided to return a letter. I am going to check, and I'm going to see if my cat is within range.
Your cat is not currently within range. Can you send me a note of what exactly you sent in the note, please, if you can recall?
So I drew a quick sketch of the tentacle face, and then basically I asked if
we asked for information.
We asked for information if Amalia had any sort of idea what the beast was, and
So you figure by now, judging by your speedy cat, Sindri, she's probably made it to Trellbro, but obviously the journey back again.
Mm-hmm.
You would expect her back tomorrow, all being well.
I mean, so I can't feel her, so she's probably nowhere near here. More than likely she's still in Trellbro, either waiting for a response or waiting for Calder to help Amalia get here, if that's what they decide to do. So it might just be easier for us to go.
All right, we can head back. I need to bring this breastplate there too, to see if Skard can do anything with it.
My family might be there, other than Calder.
It's okay. We can go ahead and just cover you up in a blanket.
We'll have a talk with them.
I need to stop by the wizard's house again before we leave. I asked him to make more.
That's fine.
You want more of the potion that nearly killed Adair?
I'll aim my hands a different direction. At least now we know what to expect. But if he
sure
has
it's
more,
going to do the same thing every time?
I guess we'll find out. If he has more visions, at least I'll be able to see.
I'm more than happy to just explain the visions to you, Krasara. You don't have to return to the
I'm
inside
just
of
going to
my
take
head.
his word for it in the future.
I'm going to get the potion that I requested.
Fine. Let's go.
All right.
All right.
Well,
so you're all heading back towards Felix the Wizard's house.
Yep.
Let's go head back towards you. There is currently no smoke rising from the chimney. Inside, you can hear sort of muttered voices going, I'm sure she doesn't mean you need to give her another potion right this minute. No, like, you sort of look at her eye, like, you see that hammer thing? I don't know what you call it. Big, scary thing on a stick. And, like, I don't want to get on the wrong side of her. She's quite unnerving. Let's see. Just pass me those feathers. Thank you. So as the five of you approach the door, who's taking the lead on this?
Krasara.
All right. So, reaching the door, sort of. You're back already. That was fast. How did? So right. He pulls out a notebook. So yes. How did it go? Did it work?
It works. It works very well.
So duration has it already stopped?
It's already stopped, but it has an unfortunate side effect.
What happened this time?
Magic bolts out of my fingers that damaged our friend Adair.
Oh, that's a new one. That's a new one. And do you commonly cast spells?
No.
Yeah.
Unless you make me angry enough, in which case you'll get burnt by fire, but I don't think you want to find that out.
That's definitely not. Right, well, I'm just brewing up another batch, trying to stick to the same recipe, so hopefully should replicate things pretty similarly. Yes. Can't
Yes.
see.
We'll wait.
Yes.
We need it before we leave.
Chance of a problem. Can't interest you in trying any of the other ones whilst you're here, or any of the rest of you? He looks over towards. Yes, sir. Can I interest you in a beverage of hastening?
Are you kidding me?
It's not yet been tested. I need a good subject.
Do you have any potions that are tested that you know will work?
I've got a couple of healing drafts somewhere, and you see behind just shaking his head. No. Those got smashed, remember?
Giant mouse?
No, that was the snail.
You didn't tell me about the snail.
There's a lot that they haven't told you about.
We don't like to make people too nervous, so yes, but I can try and brew you up, if you've got time to wait, I can try and brew you up another batch of health potions. They usually come out pretty fine.
Usually?
Like, 9 out of 10 times, they're fine.
Well, you'll be trying one first, that's for sure.
I try not to test too much on myself. Like, I'm not the sturdiest of people, and I have accidentally poisoned myself in the past, and also it's very hard to write notes whilst you're also unconscious. That's why I enlisted some help here, and just here has been making sure he doesn't kill himself. Yeah, so can't interest you in trying any of the others? You there, sir. He points to Adair. Climbing?
No, thank you.
Seeing the future?
What?
As he looks at the 3 burn marks on his chest, he goes, "No, thank you."
You didn't tell me you had one of seeing the future.
It's...
Rasara,
This is theoretically.
don't you dare.
It's interesting. Perhaps it could be beneficial. Does it work?
Well, I took a small sip of it and had a feeling that drinking the rest of it might be a bad idea. But I'm not sure if that was the potion working or just because it tastes particularly revolting.
I'm starting
I'll take it, but I'm not going to drink it now. If I take it, I'll keep notes.
If you do drink it, could someone please take notes and send them back, please?
I
Agreed.
can do that.
I need details. If she turns a funny colour, I want to know exactly what shade.
Felix, I can take care of that for you.
Yes. I can write you a warning label if you like.
That's probably a good idea.
Yes. Grabs a pen and starts scribbling out. And then
We
pulls
could
down...
use it to revolt. Even if it does something revolting to me, just push me off into the distance. And maybe we can find something out.
It pulls you out.
You don't think that's... We don't even know if it'll work.
This yellowish liquid with a little eyeball bobbing around in the centre of it.
Ooh.
And
She puts it in
attached
her
to it
bag.
is a label that says, Potion of Future Seeingness. Side effects may include rapid aging, unexpected transportation, unexplained terror, floating, increase in size, decrease in size, confusion, and sudden appearance of strange floating creatures.
Huh. This will be a last resort.
So is she
Very
supposed to
last.
swallow the eye with it?
You know what the curious thing is? I didn't actually put an eye into the potion.
This seems like a really great plan, Chrysara. I'm sure this will save your sister.
If it concerns my sister's life, it's a possibility. We're taking it.
You're not giving her the potion, are you?
What?
Oh, nothing. Don't test it on your family members. That's unadvisable.
Perhaps we could test it out on you.
I mean, the thing is, if you test it out on me and it goes wrong, then there's no more potions ever.
Focus on the mind reading potion.
Yeah. Oh, just go check it's not burning. It's fine.
Don't ruin it.
I won't. I won't.
It's crucial.
Should be done within the hour.
In the hour.
Do you need it fast? Is it an urgent mind reading situation?
We're just planning to head out of town soon, but I would rather you take your time on it than rush it and potentially make it even more concerning.
Yes.
Yes. Well, as I said, it should be done very soon. And you see just sort of rummaging around with these sort of boxes and bottles, of dropping something, like knocking things over. He's like, his grip on most things is rather clumsy, and you notice as he's doing it, he's on his left hand, like he's missing the tips of those first 3 fingers. Have just been chopped off, which is definitely impeding his ability to pick up glassware.
Just be careful.
I'm always careful. Well, that's a lie.
All right, we'll wait around.
You stand there and watch. I mean, it
Well,
puts me a little on edge, and I mean, not everyone likes you watch while they do magic, okay?
We'll wait outside.
Yes, outside. Oh, he's there at the back. Sorry, I didn't offer you the opportunity yet. Can't persuade you to test any potions? He says, nodding toward Eldis.
What sort of potions?
Climbing, growing. Let's see, invisibility. No. It's always worth a try.
Sorry.
It's anyway. As I said, thank you very much for doing that. As I said, it's very rare people actually say yes to agree to me to testing my potions. It's like very rare.
Just don't mess this up. It's very imperative. We do need more.
Yes. Should have a good four doses.
Good.
And then I think I'm running out of the spleen of whatever this is. So if you find any more of these, if you send me their spleens and also the brains and like the wiggly bits.
Okay.
Yeah, just preferably dried, I guess. I don't want them rotting in transit, but if you send them here, that would be much appreciated.
If we kill another one, you can have the bits.
Thank you. Now,
Chrysara will go outside.
Ushers you outside of his hut.
Yeah, I'm right outside as well.
And over the course of the next sort of hour or so, you hear various crashes and bangs, and then a puff of purple smoke from the chimney of the wizard's house.
That's what I saw last time, so perhaps he's actually getting it correct.
And then the door swings open, and an even more bedraggled and tattered-looking Felix is standing there, with a smile on his face, holding 4 bottles full of this silverish liquid.
Perfect. I don't suppose you have a leather box or container to put them in. We don't want them to break.
Elantris, can you find the box anywhere? No, not that one. That one. Hang on, just wipe the blood off the edge. There we go. There you go.
Much appreciated. And she hands him a gold piece.
Oh, Thank you. Yes. As I said, please could you properly repay me by writing notes of anything untoward that happens, or anything toward, like sort of if you could keep track of the duration, how effective they are, and whether anything weird happens.
Something weird would happen, I'm sure, but Ira will keep notes while whatever is happening to me happens. Adair, don't stand in front of me.
Right.
No problem.
Okay. So, Chrisara, go ahead and note down 4 dubious potions of mind reading.
Dubious.
Potions of
otherwise-
dubiosity. I love it.
Or 4 Felix potions of mind reading.
Those are synonyms.
Alright. So you have received your potions. And you think so you're heading out of town. So you're heading back up the road that leads towards more. That is a very good point that I missed. So as you're exiting the house, as you're exiting past the other time, you do hear the from the little fungus in the garden.
I am looking for it, and I am going to shoot it with.
It's
some
very
fire.
small one compared to the other ones you saw. This is little tiny baby one.
Oh. There's a fungus. The ones that tried to eat us.
Burn it. Kill it.
Just
Kill
leave
it
it
with fire.
alone.
Kill it with fire.
I'll poke my head back into Felix's house. And Felix,
Yes.
is this fungus that's slurping about yours?
Oh, it's a very interesting one. I found it in the woods. I'm trying to grow them on, and
Hey.
Yeah.
we
Those are
propagated.
Those are the fungus that tried to kill us.
They're the
Oh.
fungus that killed all the goats.
They eat people. I hadn't thought of giving them any meat.
I would recommend not feeding it and getting rid of it. Please.
Make me a persuasion check, please.
Can't believe I have to persuade him on that.
Can I help?
12.
I'll get rid of it. Yes.
With fire.
Please.
With fire. Yes, I'll definitely get rid of it.
Yes, fine.
And not in any potions.
And not, but it's got some very interesting properties.
Actually, I don't see. I'm sure use it in a potion as long as it's dead.
Yes. All right. Yes. He said, and that's how he just yanks it up, and you hear it as he takes it inside.
It's not a mandrake.
Corvold shivers at the sound. Flashbacks.
But yes,
All right, let's get going, everyone.
Sounds good.
you head on toward the road that leads up and out of Sorlandsby, back over the moors and turning northwards towards Trailbrow. So as you set off, hang on, how far through? Losing track of where we'd got to. We were in the night, and it was it's the afternoon. So it's getting towards the end of the day as you set. So it went to midway through the day, I think, if we set off, or we not. Have I lost track of time completely? Right.
It's probably about noon.
Yeah,
I think.
that sounds about right. Yes, about noon. As you set off, you spent the morning practicing musical instruments, and then at about noon, you set off on the road north towards Trailbrow. And you travel onwards. It's a sort of a windy day. You can feel the north wind blowing down off the bitter ice and carrying with it a few first flakes of snow starting to settle on the ground across the moors. As you travel onwards up across the moors, and as the sun starts dipping down into the west, as night falls, you're sort of getting towards the south shore of Lake Blad by the time that night starts falling. Do you want to carry on traveling into the night to reach Trelbro, or rest for the night and continue in the morning?
I think we need to at least get to my sister as quickly as possible.
I'm fine with pushing on.
I'm okay with it. I'm going to take the lead if we continue walking.
Okay. You're striding off in the front.
I'll be right behind her.
And you carry on sort of heading off, and sort of night is falling. You see the stars in the sky up above the moon. Sort of, I think probably about 3/4 full. I'll have to check my moon chart.
3/4.
There's a moonlight shining down on the grass moors around you. Whoever's sort of taking the lead and keeping right at the front, make a perception check, please. And anyone else, basically anyone who is engaged in lookout rather than, just getting on with their life.
Soros
You said
definitely keeping a
perception?
lookout.
Perception.
11 for me.
19.
9.
Alright. So, as you head on northwards following this road along, you see something moving, keeping pace with you along closer to the shore with the lake. And you see that sort of keeping pace along the lake shore is a horse. If you can see its sort of white coat shining in the moonlight as it keeps pace walking alongside you. Sort of off the edge of your vision along the lake shore. Sort of as the limit of where your superior dark vision can see out to. It's a white horse keeping pace with you along the lake shore.
If I try to focus on the horse, what do I see?
Alright, so looking at the horse, I mean, it's pure white. It's horse, not person. It's like the forge and the fjord thing again. Its coat and its mane and its tail, all this pure white. Like, horses shouldn't be that white. Like, grey horses are not that weirdly bright colour. And you notice that its hooves never quite leave the water as it keeps pace along. And it also seems to be moving silently.
Okay. Do I know maybe local stories or
Make me a history check.
a 9?
A 9. There's lots of weird stories about lakes. You've heard tales of things that live in the depths of the lakes and sort of lure people in. You've heard things that lurk along the shore in the mist at the edge of the lake. But of this particular thing, you are not familiar. I'm losing my voice.
Is anybody standing right next to me or walking? Whisper
At least
distance?
Torvald was following close on your heels, keeping an eye on you.
Mm-hmm. Torvald, do you see the horse?
Where is it?
By the water.
I'll look over and see if I see it.
Make me a perception check, please.
That's gonna be a 20, dirty 20.
Nice.
Yeah, you can clearly see this pure white horse walking along the shoreline.
I see it. That's a very white horse.
Mm-hmm. It shines like moonlight on water.
I'm gonna try to remember the hair and compare the two. See if it might be related to seeing the rabbit.
All right, make me. They're both white. This is not a hare. I'm not sure what other signifying things you're trying to look for.
I don't know. Just to see if there's any similarities. It was white.
They're both white.
To see it, like when the rabbit was running, if its hooves were, or its hooves, it's very, very apt
That would make
paws.
sense.
His very capable paws.
Did rabbit have hooves?
Yeah, his very capable paws were touching the ground or not.
As far as you can recall from your brief glimpse of the rabbit was just running like a rabbit. Sort of paws, or hooves, or hands. Who knows? Touching the floor of the exchange hall. But this horse, as you look down, you can almost see actually that its hooves almost seem to be fading into mist at the bottom. It keeps pace along the shore. And the rest of you probably noticed at this point that I keep saying Adair when I mean Aldous. This is going to be a problem. Aldous and Torvald seem to be staring off into the dark at something. But I don't believe the rest of you have dark vision, do you?
You said it was glowing, right?
It's sort of shining like moonlight, so when the moonlight hits it, but it's still sort of off, sort of at, like, quite hard to see. So the three of you, the world is a much darker and smaller place. You can see sort of stuff faintly in the moonlight, not anywhere as near as clear as Torvald and Aldous can.
What are you two looking at?
Oh, there's a horse following us along the lake bed.
Not just a normal horse. Its hooves apparently they look like they're turning into mist, and it's very white, kind of like moonlight.
Do you think it'll let me approach it?
You could try.
DM, of what I can see and how far away it is, does this bear any resemblance to what I saw in the ash? I know it wasn't horse-shaped. It's
Make me a nature or perception check. Whether you're trying to understand its nature or just look at it. Perception, I guess. Look at it.
Yeah, perception.
And technically, a disadvantage because it's dark.
Okay, well, so much for the good roll. Let's see what I get now. That's still not too bad. That's an 18.
There is definite similarity to sort of the shifting, almost the quality of the moonlight that hits them, and well, different in form. The other creature was more sort of swathed in mist, but there's a certain the white shade in the mist definitely resembles the figure you saw on the shore before, back at Sorlandsby.
Aldous, I didn't mention this to any of you before because you've obviously had an issue with my sanity previously. I've seen something somewhat similar to this the night that we burned the bodies. So I think there may be something inhabiting this. If you wish to get closer, just be cautious, please.
I would like to. I am going to go cautiously, calmly towards the horse if it is still keeping pace with us.
If you've a group of so to a stop, it has stopped.
Oh, okay. Yes. Then, yeah.
Make me an animal handling check, please.
God, don't fail. That's a 6.
So the horse just shies a couple of steps away as you get closer.
And once it starts shying, I stop. And I put my hand out so it can smell my hand if it decides it wants to.
There's a long sort of pause. And then the horse slowly slowly leans forwards towards you.
Well, at least it wasn't a slurp.
Snuffles at your hand a little, and it's muscle.
Mhm.
Yes, see, horse words. I know nothing about horse words. Cold and ever so slightly damp. Not. It feels like almost like dew, grass with dew on it. Cold, damp. Is
it solid? Like
It's solid.
I am going to slowly, very slowly pet the nose of the beast. I'm not going to do anything else because it's startled away from me.
It allows you to pet it, and then after a few moments, it goes back, and it turns, and it starts heading a lot, not sort of the direction you've been going along the shore, but back the other way along the shore, closer to the shore. It sort of walks away from you for a few paces and stops, and turns back and looks at you. And waits.
I take a few steps to follow it.
And it walks a few paces onwards more, then stops, and waits, and looks back.
I'm going to say to Torvald, I guess, is still closest to me. So I'm going to say, the horse wants us to follow it. And it's taking us back the way we came.
All right. Well, let's follow it then. I'll kind of gesture for everyone else to follow.
All right. Are you? So you're following?
Yes.
So you follow the horse. It keeps this slow pace along the shore, and you notice that the mist on the lake shore is growing thicker around your feet. This mist rising up around you as the horse keeps walking along the shore. The point that now it's harder to see the stars above you, and you can't see more than a few sort of paces ahead and behind you. Aldous, you can just make out the shape of this horse ahead of you, and Torvald, you can make out the shape of Aldous. Whoever's behind Torvald, make out the shape of Torvald. And on to who's at the back. On to Adair at the back. And so this mist grows thicker around you, and you can hear music. Somehow coming from behind you and above you and also underneath you. Sort of this music soft and all around you.
All of us hear it, or just Adair?
All of you can hear it.
I don't really like what's happening right now.
Definitely strange.
Does this sound anything like Torvald's music, or is it actually good?
It's real music. It's not like Torvald's music.
Music.
I'm just trying to figure. I'm tempted to put in my earplugs that I fashioned out of moss, but I don't want to meta it too much here. But the DM's smiling too damn much about this music.
I just like smiling, okay?
Have I heard any music like this, or does any of this situation come from any of the lore I would know?
Okay, I mean, you'll know some of it. Make me a history, nature, or religion, depending on what you want to know exactly. And
let's do nature, because I think that would be
Adair's I'll give you different facts depending on what you roll, and there's some stuff you'll know automatically.
Well, that's going to be an 8.
No.
I mean, you know enough to know that the stories of people wandering, following strange music into fog tends to concern, very often, a certain realm and a certain nature of beast, and you know that this is a very fey-seeming situation.
Aldous, stop.
I stop moving.
I don't feel very comfortable about this, Aldous. This seems very unnatural to me.
Yes, we're on a path that's pretty important, right? Should probably stick to it.
What, following the horse, or?
No, going to Trobro. We don't have time to chase after every creature that we see.
But this isn't a normal creature. Maybe the creature will lead us to someone who knows more.
Aldous, please, I don't think this is a good idea.
Has the horse reacted? I can't see it, probably can't.
Make me a perception check.
Do not follow the pretty pony.
Okay. I just
Follow
I
the
just
pretty
have to
pony.
say- I just have to say, this is appealing to my horse scroll background.
Yay! That's an 18 for the perception check.
You can't see the horse. Nowhere to be seen. Just mist. And
It's an 18. Ooh!
you see shapes shifting and moving around you in the mist now. You can see sort of twisting forms that seem to be following the beat of the music. The dancing in the mist around you. The mist is starting to thin out a bit around you. And looking down, you can see this smooth white marble floor beneath your feet.
Well, I think it's too late to stop going the direction that we went, so... where is everyone? Do we know where we are?
Your companions now, as the mist is starting to thin out, and you find yourself no longer on the shores of the lake, but standing on this smooth white marble floor, underneath this sort of star-studded canopy. It is like half ceiling, half sky, depending on sort of if you look at it out of your left eye or your right eye. It's hard to tell whether it's sky or ceiling. And these around you, you can see these white dressed figures following the beat of the dance, all dressed in this sort of floating, like mist-like clothing. And these fluted white columns rise up to sort of fade into this star ceiling. And none of the dancers appear to be paying you any attention. They'll just concentrate following the beat of this music. And at this point, that I need each of you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, good.
Oh, jeez.
I got a natural 20.
Ooh. Hey.
Oh.
Wisdom save?
Yes.
I got a 5.
I get a 9.
15?
15.
Okay, so Aldous, Adair, and Ira, you watch as Torvald and Cressara start to dance.
Yep. That's what I thought would happen. Oh boy.
You feel that there's a flow and the rhythm of the music come through you, and you find your feet and arms and everything moving sort of without your volition as the dance and the beat of the dance takes you. So, only mist-like figures takes your hand and sort of leads you into this circle dance spinning around, and even though you don't know the steps, you find your feet flowing with it.
Guys, I don't know how to dance.
You seem to be doing it.
What exactly is happening?
Your feet are just moving.
Stop!
Your feet did not listen.
Alright,
I'm quite enjoying this.
I'm going to grab Cressara's arm to try to hold her still.
I'm gonna grab on.
I'll do the same with Torvald.
Okay, so this is going to be a contested check.
Oh, good.
So that's athletics for the person grabbing, and either athletics or acrobatics, whichever is higher, for the person trying to escape.
Cool.
Acrobatics.
I'm not trying to escape. I'm gonna.
Oh no, you are.
Oh.
You've got some dancing to do.
Oh, that's a dirty 20. My acrobatics is +1.
Why are you excited about it?
I escape, right?
No.
Yeah, you're dancing, Cressara. You're
You are Why did we have to follow the pretty?
And whilst you're at it, Chrisara, make me a performance check.
I had a 15, by the way, for grabbing Torvald.
You got Torvald.
I got a 4.
Yeah.
Yay!
Torvald is full from the dance. Make me a
Performance.
wisdom saving throw, please, Torvald.
That's a 3.
A 3?
Mhm.
Performance?
It's a 2, and then
You're dancing terribly.
performance. Ah,
Like,
20.
told you I
remember
can't
the beat, but
dance.
You're just terrible at it. Torvald, what was that?
26.
26?
Net 20. Net
The beat of the
20.
dance sort of fades from your mind, and you find your mind clearing now. But
I'm gonna take.
Sarah is still dancing away.
I'm gonna
Help
take
me.
Ira.
Pale, mist-clad figures.
I'm gonna take Ira and spin her as I continue to dance.
I thought I pulled you out of it. Why am I dancing now?
Because it's fun.
Oh.
And I'm just gonna kind of lead her in a dance.
I suppose. And then I'll go ahead and dance with him.
So the two of you dance, and Chrisara is still being whisked and whirled through this swirling dance.
I'm gonna look at Adair. I'm sorry.
You were just following your dreams, I suppose. I don't know. My biggest concern at the moment, aside from the fact that Chrisara dances worse than Torvald plays the panpipes, I don't see a way out of here, Aldous. Do you?
I am going to look around.
All right. So as you look around, the mist is fully cleared now, and you can see this dance floor. And off beyond this dance floor, you see this raised dais. There's these steps leading up to this long table, and seated at this table, you see more figures dressed again in this misty white, sort of sat at this table, sort of glasses in hands. One of them sort of tapping on their foot in time to the music. Them watching the dance unfurl, and as you glance that way, the one holding the glass just raises it and nods its head in your direction.
And I dip my head, like, hello, bow. Not quite bowing, but yeah. But I look past them. I'm looking to see if we are inside a building or if there's a door out to the woods, maybe.
It's hard to, as you look, it's strange because you can look and you can see the table and you can see the columns behind it. But as you look further from distance, it sort of blurs out. After a certain distance, it sort of fades and the details become hazier and hazier, and just kind of like someone's just not fully rendered the area.
Okay. I'm looking back at the way we. Sorry.
So back the way you came, you see again this line of low tables, sort of like little occasional tables set with sort of bowls of fruit and platters of pastries. There doesn't appear to be a door.
No door.
No door.
I don't see a door really anywhere then. That might take us back.
You cannot currently see a door, no.
Ira, play along. I'm gonna, as we're dancing, I'm gonna guide Ira like over towards the people.
So at the top table.
Yeah.
Do you think perhaps we could outdo them?
I'm not really sure, but I think it's worth a shot.
Sure. Do you know how to do a lift? I'm not very heavy. I can float kind of a little bit, so.
I can do that.
I know we're not quite well matched in height for dancing partners, but I can do most of the lifting effort.
All right. Make me a performance check.
Excellent. And if the performance check goes horribly, I will use levitate.
Yes! Net 20! Yeah! Torvald's the best dancer in the world.
I got a 20. I got a 21.
I'm looking at dirty dancing here, like.
I got a 21.
Really quite impressive to behold. Because Sarah, you see this like sight. You see, and I think you should make me with a wisdom saving throw because this is quite a distracting, arresting sight.
Both of us?
Just for Sarah.
Oh God, that's a nat 20.
And
Hold on. Save me, please. God, save me. Look, it's moving.
but yeah, you
I gotta get a camera.
You're using such fade from your mind as you're just distracted by the sight of Torvald and Ira performing this rather amazing dance combination before the long panel of people seated at this table.
Oh my goodness.
And one of them, not the one in the center of the glass, one of them next to you is like, bravo! Bravo! That'll be a 10.
I'd say a 20.
Care to join us? Share a glass. It's this honoured guests.
I'm not thirsty, thank you.
No? A shame. It is the sweetest wine you'll ever taste.
I'm more for ale myself.
Oh, ale? We can give you ale if ale is what you prefer.
I'm still not thirsty.
Taps the glass. The fork, and you watch as the wine in it changes to ale. And he holds it out towards you.
I only drink ale I've made for myself. No offense.
None taken. Please. And you watch the music starts to shift, and the mood of the room changes, and the sort of frantic whirl of dance fades into a more sort of respectable, slow wafting. And Ira and Adair, you see Torvald is now busy in conversation with the man at the centre, the figure, man at the centre of the table.
Torvald, are we done dancing?
I think we should probably try to talk to them.
Oh. Yes, yes, what was I thinking? Got him with it. So, I hope you enjoyed our performance, but we only had one performance in us, so we hope to be going now.
Oh, but guests should not leave so soon. You should at least, dance the night away. Stay till the moon is full.
Unfortunately, we do have rather important business to attend to, so... but we appreciate you being so kind to us as guests, and perhaps we can come dance again some other time when we aren't in such a rush.
Make me a persuasion check, please, Ira.
I can do that.
Roll high.
It's a 10.
Oh.
That's it's average.
Average. It seems a little rude for you and your most interesting of companions to leave us so swiftly. We have so many questions to ask. So I'm sure you have much to tell.
We could do like a speed dating situation. Can we just rapid fire some questions?
That's I am unfamiliar with this term. Speed dating.
The Vikings don't speed date? What do you mean?
I think they have another word for it. Yeah.
Oh no!
But yes, so you came to our attention. We saw you the other night in it's a place called Sorlandsby.
Yes.
and I couldn't resist offering you an invitation to our ball. What is your name?
Mine?
Yes.
Oh, my name's Ira.
Ira. It's a
Yes.
lovely name. And yours,
you.
sir?
I'm Torvald. Nice to meet you.
Torvald. A pleasure to meet you too, Torvald. And he sort of beckons over towards the other three of you. Come. Sit down. I'm sure your feet must be tired from dancing.
Not willingly.
What was your name?
That doesn't need to concern you.
Aye, but it does.
My
We
name
gave
is
you
not
ours.
easily pronounceable and understandable to mortal ears, I'm afraid. You may call me the Elakong.
Alaconk?
Elakong.
Well, elephant. It's nice to meet your acquaintance.
Torvald. Indeed. Young lady? You incline his head to Aldous. Your name?
I'm Aldous.
Aldous. And you, sir?
Harrian.
Harrian. And the lovely lady who's tired from dancing.
That's Phyllis.
Phyllis.
I'm Phyllis.
She doesn't look like a Phyllis.
What is your name?
As I said, not one that would easily be understandable or even, I suspect, audible by mortal ears.
Well, that's rather rude, don't you think? If our host did not give his name.
Just address me as Your Majesty, and we'll be done.
I already have an earl, so
I
I politely
am-
request
I am a
your
king.
name. Mm-mm.
Call me what you will, then. Call me Dave.
Elephant. I prefer elephant. That's
Yes.
I won't forget that one, that's for sure.
Indeed. Now,
DM, do I have a familiar sense about me?
this does not seem familiar to you. This is not something you've seen in a dream. Something of almost the flavor of the air seems familiar, but this vision around you is not something you've seen before. Phyllis, wine or ale, which would you prefer?
neither, thank you. I don't partake.
None of you drink. Why, you are most uncommon sort of Isfjellians indeed. Though some of you, I suspect, are not Isfjellian at all. Some
Not exactly.
we have wandering in these lands. What brings
Perhaps.
disparate travelers to our shores?
Like I said, we have a very important journey ahead of us back to Trelborough, and that's just where we're trying to go.
Do the events of the mortal world actually concern you so?
Only where they impinge upon our realm.
Well, you invited us here, didn't you?
Well, you looked interesting. I thought maybe you would entertain us and stay and dance with us. But you seem to have come with the most hostile and unwelcome attitude, and so eager to leave.
We danced already for you, and I think you did
Well,
quite
it was
a good
splendid
job.
indeed. You have impressed me. How about this? If you can't stay long, as some of you have already brought some gracious entertainment to these halls, but if the other three of you can provide some suitable entertainment, you may leave and continue on your journey.
I'm gonna go over to Adair and say,
You've got this. I believe you're a good dancer. There's a good dancer in there somewhere.
and I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder, and you see electricity kind of spark throughout his body and cast guidance on him.
Okay.
Torvald, I don't dance.
Well, you're going to have to start sometime, and I recommend now. Or we're going to be stuck here, aren't we? Do you play an instrument or something?
Well, I have my ritual drum, that's about it.
Well, you might want to try that then. If you're not going to dance.
And I will turn to Aldous and say, as much as I hate to give in to this, if I play my ritual drum, will you dance and maybe we can get out of this mess?
Yes.
By the way, who is referring to as the third? Because Chrysara already danced.
That doesn't count.
It's not well.
It was a horrible dance.
Darn!
We set the bar pretty high. Sorry, guys.
I know. I'm like,
Whoops.
That's fine. That's fine. Chrysar, would you dance with me if Adair plays?
I'm not a dancer. I'm a storyteller. Shut up, Adair.
Storyteller.
Oh, a story. Now that would be splendid indeed. Please, tell me a story.
I do have a story for you. Do you want the dance or the story first?
Oh, the dance first, and then the story, maybe? Give you a moment to collect yourself. But yes.
Of course.
Dance away. Show Harrian, Aldous. Show me what you have.
all right. Well, with that, Harrian will take out his drum and begin doing a ritual rhythm on it.
And I'm going. And I'm going to start dancing, or attempting to, after listening to it for a little bit, to see if maybe the music in the background blends in with it.
The music in the background sort of fades off to give prominence to Adair's skillful drumming. Make me a performance check, please, Adair.
What was that you granted me there? I might need it.
A D4. You get to add a D4.
A D4. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
That will be an 8.
There's a rhythm. It's better than 12 volts panpipes.
All right. Gonna try to dance to the beat. It's not something I am used to doing.
Make me a performance check, please, Aldous.
It's not a good
9.
Yeah. It's not great. And you see the king's expression looking bored, like. And the rest of some of the other people on the table, you see them turn to each other and you hear them sort of whispering to each other and seem to be returning back to their conversations. You hear soft language. Aldous, I believe you'll be able to understand what they're saying. What languages do you speak, Aldous?
I speak Sylvan and Draconic.
So you can, the rest of you, you just hear this, unless Adair, I don't know if you. Yeah. So the rest of you just hear this stuff, almost elvish sounding, but not elvish sounding soft language. But Aldous, you hear sort of these whispered conversations. It's like, the king again with all these mortal entertainers. Like, I mean, the one that did the trick with the pig was definitely worth it. But maybe we should just turn them all into goats and be done with it. That was definitely exciting last time it happened.
Ooh. I'm going to dance very poorly over to Adair, and I'm going to say that they want to turn us into goats.
Do I hear her say this?
How quietly are you saying it? And are you letting Chrysara hear you? I mean, Phyllis.
Is she standing near Adair?
Where did they drop me off with the crazy dancing?
You're all together at this point. So I'll say, yeah, you can hear what Eldest is saying about goats.
Yeah, you can hear me, but I'm not making it very, very loud.
I suppose it's my turn. And she takes her hammer and, with a spark of anger, slams it down, and flames flare out to the side from where she's so angry.
And I am going to jump back.
Krasara, make me an intimidation check, please. At advantage.
Oh, okay, thank God. That was a 2.
Because...
Oh, thank God, that's a 17. Plus, I have a plus. That was an intimidation, so plus. So 17, 18, 19. Oh, that's a 21.
You see sort of the king sort of just shuffle back. You watch just someone else further down the table just drops a glass in surprise. Like, there's a few mutterings like...
I think it's my turn for the story.
Yes. The story. Yes. Please, tell us a story.
In the lands that are directly on your border, so you should perhaps take note of this, since they directly touch your border. There's a beautiful princess, blind, and she sits upon a silver chair. Shut up, dogs. Sorry. She sits upon a silver chair.
Please tell me that was in character.
What are you calling dogs?
I was talking to the dwarf.
Roll initiative.
She has flowing blue and blonde hair, and you know by looking at her that she is not of this realm or of this land. The distance looms a dark shadow. It envelops and engulfs the princess and her lands of ice. Everything you see around them are completely destroyed and melted, without any sort of defense or aid from our benevolent hosts, from the hosts on the land of her border. This princess is enveloped and engulfed by flames and perishes. All of the land and all of this land will be engulfed in flames, and everyone dies. Unless, perhaps, a mighty king from another land comes to her aid, presents his shield, and protects the princess from the fire.
It's an intriguing tale. That is true. But I fear one based little in truth. We have naught to fear from fire and terror, but I presume this is the urgent business of which you speak that you are on.
Yes. My sister is the one that currently sits on the silver throne.
Ah, so that would make you a princess?
Yes.
Oh. Well, it seems that I have invited you into my halls at an inopportune moment. And it may seem that we will not be able to fully enjoy each other's company were it to continue this way. I cannot aid you in whichever you wish. There is one thing I know for sure, is when my kind interfere with the affairs of your world, it can mean nothing but tragedy, nothing but sorrow and disaster. There's ill things happen to mortals that meddle in the Fae. But you have indeed entertained me with tales of horror, displays of great prowess, and some most intriguing dancing, and some very splendid dancing.
So, I shall tonight allow you to continue along your way. But mark this, I shall remember your names. And
My name is Krasara from Denvala, not Phyllis.
yes, Krasara from Denvala, Torvald, Aldous, Ira, and Herion. I will remember your names, and next time I call you to my court, I would hope that you will come bearing tales of a sweeter kind and a more joyous disposition to enjoy the dancing. It is an honor to be invited to our halls. Remember that.
As long as our world isn't engulfed in flames.
Well, if it were involved in flames, a ball would be a nice change of scenery.
She just snorts.
But now, please. Thank you for spending your night with us. It has been a break from the monotony of eternity. And he waves his hands, and you watch as sort of on one area of the faded out distant wall, you watch a door sort of just come into existence. It does not say it just appears. It's more that you look back and you realise that, of course there was a door there. There was always a door there. How would there not be a door there? Look, it's this door frame and everything. And you see this wooden door. Yes. Please. I apologize for the intrusion into your time. This just looks you all over one time, and I need you to each make me a wisdom saving throw. Adair, you may do so at advantage. I mean, Herion.
That's an 8.
15.
22.
Who said 8?
17. 17.
Noted.
All right. Cool. Sounds rad. Let's head out.
I cast Should I cast Entangle as we leave and just...
Actually, you can hear the dance starting to pick up again.
I'm gonna grab Ira and dance with her out towards the door.
Oh.
And as we're like getting close, I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy on the door to have it swing open, and then just dance through the door.
Ira's having the time of her life.
The two of you dance out, and the music fading as you dance out into the bright light of dawn, and frosted grass on the shores of Lake Vlad. And Aldous, Adair, and Krasara, as you follow behind the dancing couple, you see like the sun sort of partway up the sky. Where is it from? The sun. Bright light is the sun, and you can see smoke on the horizon. To the north.
Zara's gonna turn. Remember, your lands border ours.
The door is gone. And at that point, as smoke rises on the horizon in the direction of Trellborough, that we will finish tonight's session.